So, Tifa this weekend has been dealing with her addiction issues. Not only has she spent copious amounts of time playing Diablo 4 and neglecting me, but now we have more of this. Tifa, would you like to show Bruce to everybody to remind them that Bruce exists?
Well, you know, sometimes you ask yourself the question, what could be better than one Bruce?
One adorable bat plushie.
It's super cute. It's adorable.
Well,
two bat plushies.
Two adorable bat plushies.
Yeah, but they're different. Like, look at the difference.
Yes, this one has a bigger nose tip. He has one investigating eye, one sus eye. He is smaller.
A bit slimmer.
Yeah, he is smaller.
And the wings are different.
His wings are different. It's
Look at it. It's so cute. This is Bruce. And meet Grayson.
Yes. I suggested Dick, because that's the name of the first Robin, Dick Grayson, but when Tifa was like, no. So now we have two of these things here.
It's getting out of hand. Yes, it is.
Two of them. Agreed. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome in Psycho, congrats on being second. Welcome in Skinner, congrats on being first. How are you all doing? Hello, everyone. So what the fuck is with that title? So today's stream title, don't know if I'll keep that for the YouTube upload, is Am I the Asshole? I, F15, hate my crush's sister, F7. It's basically the recap that you're gonna hear later for what happened the last time we played Higurashi. Shion realized that she hates... I forgot her name. Satoko. That one, yeah. Oof, good one. Exactly. I wasn't sure about the ages, but I wasn't gonna Google them because I can't Google anything about Higurashi.
It's fine.
Everybody gets it.
Should have called it Almighty. Oh, we can call it Almighty Grayson.
No, Bruce Almighty, that's like the movie with Jim Carrey.
Oh, you can have Almighty as a last name. It's okay. They're gonna keep there again. Look at how cute.
You need to show both of them.
Okay. Look at how cute they are. They're so cute. Also, I feel like we already have a Golbat, which is the other plushie that everyone for some reason hates.
It's
in the
purple thing back there from the Raincoat.
No, I mean the bat plushie that's in the book closet right now.
Oh, the big one, Vlad.
The big one, yeah. I feel like that one could be Golbat.
Possibly.
These are too cute.
I think these are cute, but the moment you start swinging the little flappy wings, I just fall in love with them. We walked past this thing in the same store where we bought this one. And I was like, hey Tifa, do you want another bat? And she looked and she's like, oh my god, his eyes are different and his body is smaller. But no, we shouldn't buy another one of these. I just grabbed it and we bought it. Funnily enough, we didn't buy anything else at the supermarket because the stuff we wanted to buy that was supposed to be on sale, they didn't have. So we walked out with another bat plushie.
I have no regrets. It's a good thing there was only one because I have a feeling we might end up with a bigger collection otherwise.
Yeah, technically they're supposed to be identical. Same brand, same model and everything, but clearly these are actually handmade because you cannot tell me that a machine gets them this different.
It even says they are handmade and 100%, yeah, on the other thing that we could have. Handmade and 100% recycled materials.
You can also recycle these.
Sorry Bruce, let me check your butt. Doesn't say on here. Made from Promotion Pets in Hamburg.
Thank you, Hamburg.
And they're adorable.
I thought you had a public transport store and I was worried. Oh, thankfully no. Imagine overhearing a conversation where a 15-year-old tells you that they hate their crush's sister.
I have moved so little this weekend, I have zero stories.
I can confirm.
Like Saturday, I think I spent... I want to say 14 hours playing Diablo.
And I was like, yeah, it's nice being in a relationship with myself.
I think I've stood up like twice, maybe.
No, 3 times. You went to the toilet twice.
Oh, fair enough.
Once you went and got the food out of the kitchen.
Okay, maybe 3 times. Can we check? How are you doing?
Happy Sunday. How are you doing?
Today I moved a little bit more, but only because we connected Steam to the TV basically, so I can now play on the bike in front of the TV.
Here's the thing. Tifa hasn't been to the gym for like a week because of her back, which is hopefully getting better. So I was like, well, you should at least do something, because just not moving for like 72 hours is not great for your body. We still have those exercise bikes we bought during COVID. So I was like, she was like, can I play like games on the TV in the living room? I'm like, yeah, we just need to connect it. Like, that can be done. So I set that up for her. And at first she was like, but then it worked, and she was like, and yeah, then she sat on the bicycle not moving for a few hours. You did cycle.
I cycled.
Some distance. Tifa has this thing where if she's playing a game while on one of those treadmill exercise bikes, first you can see her actually cycle. Like she's getting into the game, like as if the harder she cycles, the better she does in the game. And then eventually something will happen where she needs to focus. And then she is still in the like cycling leaning motion, but she stops moving. She's still playing, but she isn't moving her feet. And I noticed that a lot today.
Because that's not true. I still cycled quite a bit.
You cycled about, based on the distance and the calories you burned according to the thing, you spent about 30% of the time on the bike actually cycling. I'm just saying, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, but there's room for improvement.
I cycled a lot.
You just sat on the bike for a long time.
So yeah, got a new setting.
Yes. Psycho picked up Brotato, put in 150 hours since the start of the month. I'm guilty too.
wait, Brotato.
That's not that bad. That's about 5 hours a day. On average, assuming you play less on days when you go to work and run errands and stuff, and then play more on the weekends, that's not too bad.
Oh, I knew that game seemed familiar. Mm-hmm. I've seen bits and pieces of it.
I think we gave it away once too.
Oh, that could be, yeah.
I don't recall. But I was gonna ask, are you having fun? Yes, you are. For some reason, we just got jump scared.
Can you take a screenshot of this?
No, actually, I think I can show you. 1 second.
What the fuck?
No, 1 sec. We Skinner just jump scared the shit up. It's not Skinner's fault. It's Twitch. Sorry, I'm still recovering. Give me a second. So why does this not work? Yes, capture this. So, warning, jump scare. All right.
For some reason, this emote is huge.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Also, it works really well because now you can hear Higurashi in the background. For some reason, Skinner's, first of all, it's broken. There are some icons that are now very loaded. But you can see this, right? Like, I see the message on every screen the way it's supposed to. But here, it's... And like, first the message loaded properly. And I saw a message come in. And then suddenly, this. And I've never seen that before.
Same.
Yeah.
How to unsmall this. Or unbig this.
I was like, okay.
But yeah. Also, didn't want to read over it, gaming check, but too much happening right now. My dad had a work incident and my cat still isn't in the best health. I do hope it isn't too bad with your dad and your cat and both recover quickly.
Speedy recovery to everybody. Hang in there. Yep.
What field does your dad work in, if I may ask? Like construction or like production? I want to say that's where the most work accidents happen from the top of my head.
I want to say, unfortunately enough, you can have horrible accidents everywhere, like at work. every year we need to go through like a work safety program thing. It's like 2 hours of listening to this and then participating and talking about safety at work. And I work in an office environment, and I'm one of the people that gets reminded regularly that when we use a paper shredder to watch out, because I don't wear ties, but I have long hair. And that might get stuck in a paper shredder. Like if I bend over to put something in there, it might get stuck in there, and then I'll go...
Well, that's one way to cut your...
Which is funny, because never once at work did I ever use a paper shredder. But I might one day, so... Stuff like this. So, are there more dangerous jobs? Hell yes. Can you have horrible messed up incidents everywhere? Yes.
Yeah, that's about the ratio, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cut off his finger
Ooh,
when cutting wood.
Ah. I hope they can reattach it. And that he regains full mobility of that finger.
Don't you need all of your finger to be cut off for that?
No.
Oh my god, the next emote is also super... All of the emotes are suddenly being large.
No, not all of them, just most of them.
What the fuck? Wait, is it all of the ones Skinner is using? Oh no, this is Gaming Check?
Wait, I'll reload this page. I cannot read. This is distracting. There, it's fixed.
Now it's fixed.
Thanks, Twitch. Imagine being able to... thank you, Twitch and Google Chrome. Either one of you can take the blame or you share it, I don't care. But you would think they are capable of rendering an emote properly. That's why I shared the screen with you too, so you could see this. Like, I'm not making this up.
Well, this has never happened.
So Psycho worked with automatic lathes and a colleague lost part of his finger too.
Yeah, I can imagine that can happen very fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Like...
Yeah, now my finger is itchy.
Yeah, I feel it in my finger joints. Like, this isn't helping anybody, but I'm a very, like... I imagine things physically, usually, when people tell stories. And I feel that... it was just part of his finger, luckily. I hope it's gonna heal fast, and or they can reattach whatever part was lost, because that would be nice.
That you can't do that with just a small part of your finger.
Yes, you can. You can reattach most parts of a human body.
Not if like only the top is missing.
Yes, you can.
I don't. That's not how it works.
All right, everybody, we're going down that hole because.
I think they need a bit more.
Tifa moment. Can one reattach any part of the body? Of course, not the head. If fingers, hands and arms are relatively undamaged after being severed from the body, they can sometimes be reattached successfully.
Sometimes relatively undamaged.
msdmanuals.com, the first thing that popped up on Google.
And it needs to be a very clean cut, but if it's like only like the top bit that's missing, they're not gonna go through the trouble, I think.
Why not? I want my tip.
Regardless, quick recovery to hear that. That is one thing to remember work by. Yeah.
I'm looking at the scar I got from doing stupid things with that can back then. I do have a scar, and sometimes...
It's very pretty.
I would need to sit there to hold my hand properly. You can't really see it like this. Sometimes the scar turns like almost white, like today. You see it? And yesterday it was pink. Maybe I've got a disco scar. It just changes colors depending on my mood or something.
Well, the older it gets, the wider it will be. Like, see, this one you can barely see anymore too.
This is now a scar stream. Oh, also I can take that away again. It's not rigged. It's 1 in 4, allegedly.
It's only been used 3 times now. The odds have not been beaten yet.
Watch me steal it. Okay, maybe not.
No, it has.
The older it gets, the wider it will be. The whiter. With a T. Whiter.
I was just looking at my hand scars. Like, all of mine have turned basically white to the point where you can't see them.
Get them tattooed.
I have a mark of a cat bite on my hand. That one you can still sort of see. And I have some scratches made by a European ooh on my hand, which it's an owl. One of the biggest owls in Europe.
Ooh, who?
Oh,
It's fine. It's okay. The moment's gone.
that is funny.
Oh, what?
But unfortunately, that one has faded. That one was kind of badass.
I got it, Jack. Don't worry. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody appreciates the work I'm doing. I don't always hit properly, but at least I swing. Wait, an owl. Yeah, Tifa worked in this bird sanctuary thing.
I used to work in a wild bird sanctuary where injured birds would be brought to us, and one day a European ooh, which is absolutely beautiful, got caught. It was actually a domestic bird. Someone released it and it started eating and hunting for like chihuahuas.
Wait, domesticated or domestic?
Domesticated then.
Okay, so
someone kept it as a pet and
a
it
pet
got released.
owl.
Yeah, and it got released. So it started feeding on like chihuahuas and small dogs that were running loose.
Who's gonna believe that story? You know? Hey mom, there's something horrible happened. What happened? Where's the dog? An owl came and got...
Hunting chihuahua.
Let it free. Let it cook.
So it got caught and brought to us. And I was in charge back then of...
Birds of prey.
Well, that naturally, as that was kind of our thing. Well,
yeah, I'm trying to anticipate where you're going with your...
Wild birds and small mammals. No, I was looking for the words interns. Like, in the second year I was working there, during my school time as well, I was in charge every Sunday of the place, and I also had a few interns running around there that I had to instruct. And one of them, while we had the bird and tried to like force feed it because it was a bit...
Feisty.
No, not feisty. If it's feisty, it can eat by itself. A bit weak.
Oh, yeah.
All of that, so we were trying to hold it. And then at some point, the intern let go.
Oh my god.
Arndt
was also relatively big. I mean, big enough to hunt chihuahuas. So like, you would think you hold the bird like this, right? It's not like you hold an ice cream cone like with a canary or like a small parrot. You don't just go, whoop, I've got a bird. It's like, I'm holding it.
It wasn't anything bad, but I got scratched by its claws. Left a pretty cool scar, but it's almost faded completely now, unfortunately.
Like I'm saying, why don't you get it tattooed over?
Well, maybe I should. I wish I could show it off, but there's no way the camera will catch it.
They don't make cameras that good yet. Unfortunately.
It's too bare.
I still have a bump on my thumb from when I accidentally cut myself with some razor sharp mixer attachment. Ugh.
A mixer attachment? Wait, what's that?
An attachment in a mixer? Like one of the blades?
Oh, okay, yeah. That actually makes sense.
Also, to answer your question from earlier, Gaming Check, have you ever heard of Furich or Furch guitars?
No.
No, I haven't. But according to their website, theirname.com, I don't know how to pronounce it, the choice of the most discerning musicians. They're handmade with the help of machines. Alright. Oh, it's a Czech manufacturer. Found in 1981. Not bad. Skinner, are you... If you're trying to make me see colors because it pops up on the screen again, I fixed that by reloading the page. Green, orange, brown, green, orange.
But Skinner, what
does
it mean?
Code. The colors, Mason, what do they mean? I suddenly feel like we're playing Virtue's Last Reward.
Definitely not trying to break chat again.
I see.
Also, I did not even know emotes like that existed.
Look at the colors. It's large green square, it's large orange square, it's large brown square, it's large green, and the answer.
Is this one of the Lorelei puzzles that you had to solve?
I think after, 47 hours in game time? It's a duck.
Where does the green come from?
A mallard.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair.
I can see where you're going with this, Psycho, yeah. That'd be cute.
The Chewbacca.
It's gonna turn into colorblind traffic light.
Also, wait. I have to know, is the first one with the 2 colors, was that a mistake and you redid it? Or is it part of the second line and we have 5 blocks of colors in total? Not a mistake.
Since when does Skinner make mistakes? Infidel. I don't get it.
Is within...
Yeah. Brown, green, orange.
Hey, you forget the other 2.
I don't know.
A shoe.
A shoe.
Yeah, a colorful sneaker.
What?
Like one of those high...
Here's a clue of a brown square as a hat.
A hat. Okay, I want another clue. What's the first green...
Perry the platypus? No, that's completely different colors. Slightly. Psycho? Yes.
But how can the blue or blue? How can the brown one be a hat if it's at the bottom?
Exact second. Yep. Morphogenetic fields, baby. Wait, that's supposed to be Perry the platypus?
Oh wait, I was trying to look at it
as
one image, and I guess there are 2. The first one is without the hat, and the second one is with the hat.
I would say, let me Google Perry the platypus. Perry the platypus isn't... Now we can fight about this if you want. I wouldn't say he's green, I would say he's turquoise. Turquoise, or however the fuck you pronounce that in English. That color between green and blue.
Yeah. A platypus? Perry the platypus. Ah.
You have to say it with a Doofenshmirtz accent.
You can do that one.
I don't actually. Perry the platypus. No, see?
Hey, platypus! There's a platypus controlling me.
It's underneath a table. My teacher's a platypus. Such a great song.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, Gaming Check, I would say no as well, because Skinner's green is too green and your blue is too blue. For me, it's like 50% in between. But close, both of them.
It started when I was born. Both my parents didn't show up.
You know, it's...
Oh, that show was so good. Is it still running?
Well, reruns, but I don't think we're making episodes. Phineas and Ferb is such a great show, and when like kids watch it and they go, haha, Doofenshmirtz evil, but not really. And when adults watch it and they go, it started when I was born, both my parents didn't show it. When you go, haha, oh wait.
Hey, he was a great dad.
He was trying really hard.
Slightly evil, but was a great dad.
Yeah. He's teal, but green is a bit closer. I'm not gonna argue colors with anybody, because after playing all of Virtue's Last Reward, I'm done with colors. And the pain came back slightly when Tifa helped with that one puzzle in Resident Evil. So if I never need to do another color puzzle, I'm good. Dr. Doofenshmirtz is a better father than Goku. True. I would argue yes. Yeah.
I think almost everyone is a better father than Goku, but...
Which is really funny in a way, because Goku seems to have his heart in the right place, like whenever you get like 1 or 2 filler episodes. I mean, there's plenty of filler episodes on Dragon Ball, don't get me wrong, but there's like 1 or 2 that I can remember where he spends time with his family, and that seems really sweet and really nice. But then he goes, yeah, but I want to fight people. It's like, well...
But having your heart in the right place does not necessarily make you a good parent.
Correct.
That's like an extra skill, or not even a skill, that's like an extra sort of thing you need to put next to it.
Like when he spends time with his family, it's sweet, but 99% of the time he just goes, I want to punch people. I want to punch aliens. I want to punch gods.
Can I punch my son?
Like at some point they started sparring, so yes, he did punch his sons too. Motherfucker stayed dead for 7 years because he thought he had too many opponents. Just kind of normal until I realized he ain't even contacted his family in 7 years. Well, he was dead. And then you realize that doesn't really mean anything in Dragon Ball either, so yeah, he could have, I guess. I want to say part of a reason why Goku is a bad father is because that wouldn't make for great entertainment at that point. Like, if you read all of Dragon Ball, and then you got to Dragon Ball Z, and you got to the point where he has kids. So the whole thing is about Goku doing Goku things, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes he beats up God, sometimes he becomes stronger, he learns a new move, he travels around. New enemies to fight, power levels. To then do the hard turn and become slice of life suddenly. I think that would be a power move. I would applaud that. But I think the majority of the fan base would have gone like, nah, yeah, no, thank you. No,
it's not the
I
focus.
don't need more of that, no. Kind of a missed opportunity. There needs to be a spin-off where we get to see all the behind-the-scenes stuff we didn't get to see in the actual story. That'd be nice. I would watch that.
Should rewatch Dragon Ball at some point. It's been a while.
We should start and finish One Piece first. Still not done.
I mean, true, we can still start that. We're currently watching Fairy Tail.
Which is amazing, by the way.
Which is also really good, but we're only at like episode 60.
I slept on the show. I know there's a manga too. I didn't watch it back then. I started watching it now with Tifa. It's so good. It's weird how it's so good. Like, every episode so far seems like equal amounts of seemingly pointless filler, comedy, and then suddenly I'm sitting there and I'm crying. And then there's an action scene. I'm like, this is what I need. This is the anime cocktail I was waiting for. Give me more of this.
And true, at this point we might as well wait for the remake of One Piece.
I don't think by the time we kick the bucket, One Piece, the remake of One Piece is going to be done.
Well, I do look forward to the new One Piece live action.
Yeah.
Like, it's about time that comes out. And I don't even think they started filming yet, and especially with a cast that is pretty young. I don't see why they don't go more back to back.
Netflix.
Because I think I saw something last week about another actor that is joining the crew. Pretty sure they have started filming. Okay.
I hope so. I hope you're right and we're wrong.
I feel like by now, though, they should have already been done with filming and go more...
Yeah, but there were strikes. They couldn't have filmed. You know, because...
Winter strikes before One Piece 1 or during?
No, I think there were when it was released, and then another one happened after that, I believe.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Or, you know, all of this ultimately could be fixed if all the management would just pay people, you know? When people do jobs, they should be paid for it. I know this is a hot take in this current day and age, but it would be nice.
Oh, it's dropping this year. Okay, good.
I drink to that.
But when it comes to the actual filming, release aside, I do feel like they should go more back to back. Like a bit faster instead of the longer breaks in between.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Well, the main staff has already said they're okay with it.
Yeah, but even then, they need breaks too. You can't just work 24 hours a day for years.
I'm talking like normal job hours. And even have vacations in between.
That's not how filming usually happens, Tifa.
Yeah, no, but you could do it, is what I'm saying. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Again, I think it should. That's just me. But
I'm just looking forward to the rest of the seasons.
Yeah.
Not sure if I'll really watch the original One Piece. Maybe at some point.
I will pick up One Piece when it's done. And maybe you noticed, but part of me is kind of an asshole. Like, I was born to be one, but I'm fighting that constantly. I have this weird feeling. Do you remember when, I forgot the guy's name, the person who made Naruto? When they announced, hey, Naruto is finishing, it's wrapping up. This is gonna be the last chapter. And then everyone was like, oh my god, what's gonna be the next thing? Masashi Kishimoto, thank you. So when Kishimoto went like, yeah, Naruto is gonna wrap up, it's done, the story is complete, and everybody was like, oh my god, what's gonna be next? It's gonna be Boruto. It's Naruto again. Just
gotta keep it running. No, but with One Piece, my biggest thing...
Just one sec. My worry is that asshole pessimist in me tells me the moment One Piece is done, a week later, a month later, when the hype starts dying down, 2 Piece. Yes, 2 Piece. Time skip, and then, I don't know, Monkey D. Luffy, the Pirate King, was captured. And he said, before being executed, you'll never find the One Piece and my stuff together making the 2 Piece. And then it just starts over again.
Do you have some skin cream in the drawer?
Skin
cream.
Actually, I do not.
No, you used to have a bottle here.
That is true.
That's fine.
Sorry, but I interrupted you.
No, I thought you were done earlier, so I interrupted you.
Yeah, but then I re-interrupted you, so now please go ahead.
Now, my biggest problem with One Piece is I'm not a big fan of the art style. So I'm kind of hoping that in the remake they might adapt a slightly different style. No,
it's gonna just be more consistent with the later art style, I think, because it changed slightly. I doubt they're gonna give it a new look.
I'm 100% convinced by people that the story is amazing and it's the best thing out there. I just have a hard time convincing myself to start actually watching them.
To be fair though, Kishimoto didn't start Boruto if I recall correctly. He was doing Samurai 8 when Naruto ended. I think he was basically forced into Boruto after Samurai 8 didn't work out. Was he? Or could he have gone, I'm good? I mean, I like money too, don't get me wrong. I would also like daily katana money. I'm gonna make katana money a thing.
How much money has he actually made out of?
Let me Google that for you. What's his name? Masashi Kishimoto net worth. The 20 richest mangaka in Japan ranked according to CBR.com in an article from the 8th of March.
Like for 25 million to 27 million net worth. Like for one of the biggest franchises.
Estimated net worth 25 to 27 million US dollars.
Thank you for repeating what I just said.
Thank you. You're welcome. I didn't realize it.
But that is not that much for someone who has created one of the biggest franchises there is.
I don't know how he handles his money or how much money he gets from everything, but I feel like that's very little. I would imagine with the licenses, I mean, I don't know who owns the IP Naruto, if it's the kind of thing where your publisher owns it or you do. Because I would imagine if I own it, like George R.R. Martin with the Song of Fire and Ice and the Game of Thrones shows and House of Dragon.
It's a contract thing, I guess.
You would think you're making bank, because how many Naruto video games are there? The manga is still sold. The anime ran for over a decade, I think.
Don't forget all the merchandise.
Yeah.
Merchandise is probably the biggest thing they earn money of. Same with like Pokemon and stuff.
Yeah.
That's where most of the income is from.
Fuck CBR. I never heard of the website. If I shouldn't have gone there, well, too late. I'll try next time. I'd be surprised if Shueisha owned Naruto. Yeah, maybe. I would think 25 million for something that was this big for over a decade, I want to say. Still is, until today. Is cheap. But
it's
again,
still one of the best paid mangakas. Because the rest also doesn't earn that much.
True. I only realized that implication now. That's disgusting. How many copies did Naruto sell? How many copies?
I mean, aren't they notoriously known for not earning a lot of money?
Yeah, but that's sick. Come on.
More than 250 million copies.
In 25 years, it has sold over 250 million copies. That means, just based on the book sales, he got like, what, 10 cents per book? Less because of marketing. Oh my god. I'm just insanely clickbaity and sometimes publish absolute garbage. Alright, fair enough. I'll avoid them when I can next time. You know what I won't avoid though? Tifa's recaps. If they're good. Tifa, what has happened last time we played Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 5, Meakashi?
Also, they own both Naruto and Boruto. I wonder what comes next.
It's a shitty deal.
Boruto.
Nabo... I don't know. Naruto. Just make a spin-off of one of the infinite amount of Naruto and Boruto characters. You can keep that going until the end of time if you want.
I mean, that is true.
Because the cast of characters is crazy. I mean, 25 years you have to bring in new people, I get that. But like...
Isn't Boruto the son though?
Yes. It's a sequel, kind of. So just make a prequel.
True, also still possible.
You have 25 years of world building. Just like this recap intro. Tifa, what happened?
The last time Shion was still crushing on Satoshi. So we have started visiting his baseball games, practices, matches,
Hinamizawa
everything
fighters.
basically. And we have kind of turned into the unofficial team manager. Like we do handle like snacks, drinks, all of those things.
But don't call me a manager, Ire.
We're only there for Satoshi after all.
Yes.
During one of the matches, we start talking a bit more with...
Training matches.
Oh, true.
It was training, practice.
During one of the practice rounds, we started talking a bit more with Irie about him and how he's doing and how he seems. And he basically tells us a bit more about the situation, how things are at home, that he's the one protecting Satoko.
Irie got him to start playing baseball in the team to get him away from it all.
To just give him frustration.
Some sort of relief, even if just for a little bit, which is really sweet.
And for some reason, we bent that once again to this is all Satoko's fault.
Yeah,
because
if that little bitch wasn't causing issues at home, or if she would just not cause these fights, if she at least wouldn't make them worse, then Satoshi wouldn't need to step in, and then Satoshi wouldn't be suffering. So really, it's all Satoko's fault. Also, Skinner, thank you for...
Have fun with the recycling. Yeah. So we also kind of say that out loud, which is a bit out of character for Mion, seeing how Mion is good friends with Satoko.
And supports her.
Everyone knows that. So Irie is kind of suspicious, or at least gives us a suspicious look.
He also goes,
That's not something Mion would ever say out loud.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of blew that, but nothing too bad. Time goes by. Things seem to get worse because Satoshi suddenly stops appearing at the baseball practices.
For a week. For weeks. Which is over a week.
I mean, you do have a point.
Caught in a technicality.
So our mood is also getting a bit worse and we're getting grumpy and all of that. And we don't really know yet, besides the fact that we have learned that the situation at home is getting a bit worse. And he has started to feel guilty for coming to practice and stuff because he believes the aunt might be bullying Satoko even more if he's not at home. So he needs to be at home more and does not show up.
That's what Shion thinks.
That's what Irie thinks.
Oh yeah, true.
Quite sure Irie is the one that told us that. But he still has hope that one day he will return. And in the meantime, we get grumpier and grumpier, but we don't 100% know what is happening because we also have some difficulty reaching Mion because our grandmother seems to be
have picked up on us existing again and being around, and we haven't been able to talk to Mion. So Shion decides, whatever, I'll leave early from practice.
And when we leave early, we run into Reina, who is like, oh,
hi.
Didn't expect to see you here. Do you want to go home together? Blah, blah, blah. It's going to rain soon.
No, worse. Reina goes like, hey, what are you doing here? And Shmion goes, I did some errands. I'm heading back now. And then Reina goes, oh cool, me too, let's go together. But there's only one road back to Hinamizawa and there's no way of getting out of this one. And supposedly they're friends. So Shion doesn't really find a chance to go, no, I'd rather be alone. So yeah, now we spend time with Reina.
So we go home together. On the way it starts pouring, so we decide to hide at the infamous bus stop that we know from different chapters while we wait for the rain to stop.
Only from chapter 4, but smooth.
Are you sure that
If it wasn't for my fact checking, that would have been beautiful. Yeah, I saw you verbally soaring across the skies. And then
Regardless.
I was like, nope.
Still an infamous bus stop.
Yes.
So we wait there, and while we wait there, Reina is like, oh, you like Satoshi, don't you? Like,
Yeah,
we
but
all
crush
know.
on him, don't you?
Like, we all know, and you hate Satoko as well for...
No, I know. Reina isn't a gossip. Like, she didn't go, oh, everybody knows. She's like, you like him, don't you? I can see it.
Reina does some creepy Reina things, reads our minds.
Reina doesn't just do creep... How you casually just Hinamizawa all over the place. So while they're having a conversation and Shion being like super down about all of this and thinking about how she hates Satoko because it's all her fault, obviously, Reina suddenly goes, you're thinking it's her fault, don't you? And did you know that Satoshi says that too? And it turns out that Satoshi, allegedly, actually talked to Reina about his feelings and how he now feels guilty about feeling that part of his... Oh, what was it? He feels guilty because he doesn't enjoy having to defend Satoko.
He's tired of defending Satoko, which makes sense.
Yes, exactly. I feel like the wording is really important because from what we've read, it isn't like Satoshi said, I don't want to do it anymore. It's more like, I wish I wouldn't have to. Because there's a difference in intention behind that.
Yeah, but it's exhausting to him too. So at some point I understand that you go like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. And then he starts feeling guilty about that. But he still does.
Yes.
Oh, thought you wanted to continue.
I want you to continue.
So obviously we have learned that Satoshi talks to Reina. She also mentioned that he's currently working a part-time job. We did not know that.
Why wouldn't you know that? Because Mion helped set that up.
Yeah, but we didn't say we didn't know that. And Reina also didn't make
She
it
didn't
seem...
know the details. Shion played along. Like, oh yeah, his part-time job, huh?
That must be it. But Reina apparently talks to him because she knows that he is also cursed by Oyashiro-sama, just like she has, so she knows how he feels. And we get to learn that Reina, when she was young, lived in Hinamizawa.
When she was younger.
Lived in Hinamizawa, moved away with her parents, and at some point she started to hear the voice of Oyashiro-sama.
In her head.
In her head. Well, where else would she hear the voice?
In her ears.
Warning her that she needs to start going back to Hinamizawa. So that's already some history that we have learned.
And specifically, she would, the worse it got, she would start hearing a footstep following her. As in chapter 3, footstep following her. They used the same words. I think that's important.
Yeah, that is true. You start to feel a presence nearby, especially at night, next to your bed, which is basically the embodiment of Oyashiro-sama to her.
Paranoia made flesh. Or mystical, I guess.
And now Satoshi is having the same thing, like having nightmares, feeling a presence at night, hearing a footstep. So she believes that...
She told him about this, and now he went to her saying, yeah, it's happening to me too.
She believes that Satoshi is wanting to skip town, that he's currently working not to buy a birthday present for Satoko, but to save some money and move away out of Hinamizawa to escape the situation, which is obviously against the wishes of Oyashiro-sama, who doesn't want anyone leaving town and is therefore trying to warn Satoshi, according to Reina, that he is going on the wrong path and he needs to stay.
Yes. And then we argued a little bit back and forth because it seems like Oyashiro-sama's curse strikes you when you intend to leave town, as in if you want to go somewhere, like you move somewhere else. So if you remember the whole conversation when there were kids, like, can I go to a day spa? That seems to be fine. Moving somewhere is out of a question, though, which is... I hate Oyashiro-sama. Assuming that it's not a man-made thing in the end.
And I believe that was it.
We still did read one of the tips, we unlocked 2. We read 1 and that was
Basically a
effectively the recap you just got. That was kind of, maybe we missed something, but it felt kind of weird because
it's a page from Shion's diary, basically.
Wrote down what had just happened in the previous chapter. It's like, oh, episode. Okay.
What I find a bit weird though is the writing now makes it seem like we are reliving it and it's not happening in the moment. Because there's several lines where you think like, okay, it's a recall. And in the tips, it's definitely recalling, but in the form of like a diary-based sort of thing and looking back at what you have written down.
Yeah, chapter 5, because of that, to me, feels like somebody found Shion's notebook, her diary, and reads that. And imagines what the scenes looked like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But who would find her diary and when?
Well, I don't think we're in the answer arc.
Oh my
so
god, oh my god, oh my god,
questions.
oh my god, oh my god, prediction.
Oh, here it comes.
I'm gonna lean way out of a window here. Here we go. Oh, if that one comes true, I'm so good. Chapter 5 is Mion reading Shion's diary. And Mion is gonna take over as the main character at the turning point of a chapter.
You really want to do that in
Bam.
one thing?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how sure I am of this. Yeah. If there's one person who I believe would be able to pick up Shion's diary and vividly imagine it the way it's being presented to us, it's Mion.
Okay. I'm curious to see that.
Also, in the end of chapter 3 in the all-cast review thing, they said, oh yeah, Mion, you're gonna take over at the halfway point of the next chapter.
Then it's not a prediction, is it, if it's been mentioned?
But the next chapter was chapter 4, which was completely different.
Nah, I'm sorry. If it was actually said, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't recall, it's no longer a prediction. Like, Psycho, gaming check, back me up here.
It's fine.
That cannot count then.
Why didn't you come up with it, man?
Because
Just
there's no
wait.
coming up with it.
Just wait. You done with a recap?
Yeah.
Are we done? Yes, we are.
And we still
Video
have
games.
one tip to go.
Yes, we still need to read the other tip. Really new tips. There we go.
That's gonna be debunked.
I'm gonna debunk you. Notebook page 24.
Satoshi-kun looked terrible. When he went home, he had to mediate a fight between Satoko and their aunt. He became mentally exhausted. He went to work every day. He became physically exhausted. He no longer communicated with his classmates. He's either slept on his desk or was gone somewhere during lunch break. He used to be really gentle. It was painful to see him suffering like that. On top of all that, he was dealing with the curse of Oyashiro-sama. He must have been completely, totally, and absolutely exhausted. That curse was a form of surveillance by those planning to victimize Satoshi-kun that year. That is one thing we forgot. Shion believes that Oyashiro-sama is technically not really a curse, but just people keeping an eye on people in the village through cameras, spies, other ways, and are picking their victims that way. By keeping an eye on what you're doing and what you're going to do, that is how they know, hey, you plan on to leave, you're gonna be the next victim.
Yeah, it's been mentioned.
Organized crime, basically.
It hasn't been outright said, but it's been like...
No, that she said. The surveillance plan was in the tip. I only recall now that she said it.
Alright. Good thing Tifa is recapping this because I forgot.
She thought there was this whole thing behind it on how people will keep an eye on everyone in the village and how they pick who gets cursed.
It would make sense.
That means that the other victim was in the same situation. Satoshi-kun's aunt had also been watched. Did she notice any presence? What about the others? Did the victims of the previous incidents also experience it? I need to investigate the facts in order to prove the curse on Satoshi-kun was actually just surveillance. Is it surveillance, paranoia, or really the curse?
So, whose notebook was this?
That's still Shion,
But how did she know of all of
I
this?
think. She doesn't know, that's what she believes.
Oh, okay. It seemed as a statement, as a matter of fact kind of thing, but alright.
Now, I don't know what the exact wording in the previous tip was anymore, but she believes it is all just a setup by someone.
Recap. Tifa forgot something. Most important part. Shion eventually got through to Mion and made one big request. We need to trade places at school.
Oh yeah, true.
Hence, this. Thank you, Chia, for reminding me.
President, if you would. For a moment, I forgot that the class president was me. All rise. Looks like you didn't get enough sleep. I know it's been very hot at night lately, but try to get as much sleep as you can. All right, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Gee, my beloved.
I could totally eat curry right now.
Could always eat curry, really. I'm not sure this place can be called a school, because there are so many different age groups. It's like a kindergarten and an elementary school blended together.
You don't blend students, though. That's a party foul at school.
Yeah. Could be an interesting smoothie.
Wait. Oh my god, I double checked. Well, Shion said all rise. I had to make sure that we read that properly. What? Chie, curry. We're talking about wanting to eat curry, which makes sense because you, as Shion, just said all rice.
Oh.
I liked it, Psycho. I would give it a... Especially because you made me look twice.
I didn't see the
10.
comment yet. I was confused what you were going on about.
You
wasting my talent here.
Not on me. I'm with a program.
Hey, last time it was wasted on you.
I don't recall any such thing.
Since I'd heard about what this place was like, I didn't feel that uncomfortable. It wasn't too difficult to act like me on here. As Sis told me, Satoshi-kun looked exhausted. I said hi to him, but he ignored me. Since I knew what he'd been going through, his pain looked apparent to me. I was interested in another person in this classroom.
The sister.
Satoko, Satoshi-kun's little sister.
I get a point now, right?
No. Get minus points.
Oh my god.
She looked as worn out as Satoshi-kun, emotionless like an abandoned doll. Everybody in this room was aware of their circumstances, but no one could do anything for them. So they just acted as though nothing was wrong.
This point... I know I've been plenty ragey about that in chapter 3, but fuck this point. Like, if it turns out that Oyashiro-sama's curse is just purposefully induced or caused paranoia, because people are actually watching you, people are making those sounds to get you on edge. This village, under the decree of Oreo Sonozaki, does all of these things. They kidnapped that kid back then. They can do all of these things, but they cannot give these two kids a better life?
Yeah, because we don't care about them. Their family is cursed. They're haters.
How can your family be cursed if I'm the one doing the curse? That's a loop. That means I decide you're cursed. Why?
Yeah, because they were pro-them. They deserve all of this.
They weren't. Their parents were.
Yeah, they have dirty blood.
I swear, if it turns out that it really is just the people of Hinamizawa getting together and doing this bullshit, and it's like I just said, Oreo just decrees, this person must die, they're an enemy of the village. This whole situation with the Hojo kids is just so much more messed up. You're not gonna tell me they could vanish the kid of the construction minister, but they can't do anything about this. Like, no.
Too small of a problem. Neon will only let me have this one day. If I slacked off even a little bit, today would be over with quickly. I had to figure out what I should do in this limited time. I should probably talk to Satoshi-kun. But about what? Anything goes. Cheer him up, sympathize with him, anything will do. More than anything, I just wanted to chat with him. However, Sis had told me. She said Satoshi-kun didn't communicate much with her lately, and had distanced himself from her. I figured I shouldn't talk to him too casually. I wanted to, but maybe it was better to leave him alone. I needed to keep Sis's warnings in mind, but instead, I decided to ignore them.
At what point does he realize there is a Shion?
I have a feeling we might tell him at some point.
Because in chapter 2, everybody knows Shion exists. There is once or twice a line, like even Reina going like, yeah, you mentioned your sister before, Mion, but...
Not everyone knew he existed. I believe Satoko didn't know. Reina, was it Reina who knew?
Reina did, yeah.
I looked for Satoshi-kun during lunch break. He was walking as if looking for a place where he could be alone. I caught him in the hallway. Satoshi-kun? He turned around, startled by my voice. His facial expression surprised me. He was scowling, clearly a sign of rejection. But I couldn't hesitate. I'd lose my only chance if I did. Hey, how are you? He gave me a look as if saying, do I look fine to you? I never expected to see an expression like that on his face.
I was not hurrying.
I felt like my heart was being torn into pieces. But you technically didn't say it, so...
Fair enough.
As I looked down, he spoke to me. I felt a little glad, but the next thing he said changed that.
I'm fine. Is there anything else? I'll get going if there isn't. Because I want to be alone.
Oh, okay. I guess you're tired from work. I'm sure you want some time to yourself. You're working today too, right? Where at? Sis had found several jobs for him. He worked at a few different places.
Oh my god.
He was helping out when necessary at any of the shops Mion introduced him to. And as a result, he constantly had to do different tasks in a different environment almost every time.
Just the simple getting places must take up so much of his time.
Well, that depends on where it's all located.
Yeah, but you still need to get there.
Yeah, but if it's like a 10-minute cycle.
Yes, so then he does maybe 2 jobs in one day, so that's 10 there, 10 to the other, 10 back. That's already 20... No, it's 10 minutes more than necessary. If it was just one place. Oh well. Still, not the most convenient arrangement.
On top of that, he requested high-paying jobs from Mion because he wanted a large sum of money as soon as possible. In other words, he chose to do mostly manual labor. He was exhausted every day because he wasn't that physically strong.
Hello, Mame. Happy Sunday. How are you doing?
Everything he said.
Does it matter? And shouldn't you know because you helped me get the job?
Mion did help him get the job. Yet Satoshi-kun didn't look that thankful for that opportunity. This wasn't like him at all. It made me feel sad. You're right. Sorry.
Is that all?
He sounded so harsh. Why was he being like that? Would he ever stroke my head again? Went to watch Flow today. Wait, Flow.
Does not ring a bell.
That sounds...
Was it good?
Is that the Disney movie, by any chance?
That looks cute. I see a cat.
Oh, that is not a Disney movie, I think. That looks absolutely adorable. How was it?
It was amazing. I'm glad to it.
I'm gonna keep that open. That looks so cute.
It does. Little black cat with glowy eyes. It's a Latvian indie movie. Alright.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time I ever heard anything about a movie from Latvia. Impressive.
I mean, yeah, because it's not a...
Big country. Yeah, it's not like Hollywood or something like that, but...
I was gonna say big movie production thing, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure they do make movies over there too, but usually they don't get international, like, renown. Can't think of a better word right now.
I'm glad you liked it though. It looks so cute. Might need to look that up.
You did.
Yeah, as in after stream to like watch it.
It's really stunning. I can't recommend it enough.
The art style looks really pretty.
Alright, we're gonna end stream early so we can find a place to watch Flow.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Bye everybody. Thanks, mommy.
Good night.
No.
Oh. I couldn't help my tears. They flowed onto my cheeks. Satoshi-kun looked confused for a moment, but then he frowned again. Sorry. The coach said he wanted you to come back to practice.
I told him I quit, so I won't be going back.
But maybe it's a good idea to work out from time to time, you know?
Not interested.
I didn't know why he was being so hostile towards me. Why did he hate me so much? I was left bewildered. Why? How come?
Because I'm busy with work. Isn't that obvious?
No, I didn't mean that. Why do you hate me so much?
Why don't you ask yourself?
Ask myself? What? What did I do? I don't understand, Satoshi-kun. I couldn't control my emotions any longer.
Wait, did you figure it out? Because the why don't you ask yourself in a Mion-Shion situation can hit on 2 levels.
Yeah, but would that be enough reason to act like this? I don't think so.
I mean, if I was kind of getting date-y with one of the twins, not knowing that they're twins, both of them trying to play each other's part, kinda, a little bit, yeah.
I guess, yeah. But
after them, let's call it flirting with each other, like in the park and stuff, where he kept petting her and stuff. Imagine he does that to Mion, and then Mion has a reaction to that because for her it's out of the blue. And then he feels rejected. And then he gets even more confused because, so, wait, I first did it friendly and then you were okay with it. But then I did it again and then there seemed to be more to it and now what?
Seems a bit extreme still, but...
This is Japan, they show emotion differently. Do I need to remind you that it's a big thing to call somebody by their first name? They're already on the stroking part of a relationship.
Oh, that's probably considered a less big thing. I'm usually that if I really like a movie, I'd watch it over and over again in a really short time span. But this movie, I don't even want to do that in fear of it becoming stale after a while. Okay, no, so watch it once a month.
Once a day. Not permanently, just once a day.
Well, that is the watching it over and over in a really short time span. Once a month sounds better. That sounds doable.
Every Wednesday.
Streaks of tears ran down my cheeks. Satoshi-kun gave me a hateful glare and walked away without saying another word. I couldn't even stop him. If I tried, he'd hurt me again with another cutting remark. I couldn't bear that, so I just watched him walk away. I wiped my tears and went back to the classroom. I heard somebody crying from inside.
Oh, it's gonna be Satoko.
What's going on? I looked around the room to see. It was Satoko. I saw her bento box on the floor.
Oh no.
I asked one of her classmates what happened, and it seemed that Satoko had bumped into somebody's shoulder when she stood up to go wash the box out.
Oh, thankfully, at least she ate already. Like, my mind was going to the worst options possible.
That would have been sad. That was all. Yeah, but at this point, like, everything will just make you snap.
Listen, all of this, like, this whole situation is shit, but her not being able to eat is even worse for me than she dropped something and now she's spiraling into fear of being yelled at again, which also sucks. But in my first idea, she also didn't get to eat. And like physically, you need food. You do. What is that stream title? It's basically the recap of the last stream and what's happening right now.
Yeah, relevant to what has happened in game.
Because so far Shion hates Satoko for existing, basically.
And Satoko is the sister of our crush.
Satoshi, yeah.
Satoko was crying as if afraid she was going to be chided badly. What happened was very minor. She could just pick up the bento box and things would be fine. It looked like the lid came a little loose, but it was definitely fixable. She didn't have to cry like that. Yet Satoko started begging through her tears. It's basically a repeat of the scene we had before. Help! Help me, Nini! Because of what happened with Satoshi-kun, I couldn't suppress my emotions very well. So instead, they exploded. I stormed up to Satoko while elbowing her classmates aside. I grabbed her by the head and then threw her into the wall. Stop being a whiny bitch, basically, is what she's trying to say here.
Okay. That's a choice.
Satoko screamed. She didn't seem to understand what had happened. She was shedding tears and shivering. She must be wondering why I did that. Do you know why I did that? Mimi! Satoko cried for her brother's help again. And so I grabbed her head and threw her again. Oh, Mion is definitely gonna be pissed. 100%.
I'm beginning to think that I always thought that Shion has the capability to do heinous things. I was kind of assuming it would just be part of her family, you know, like if you grow up around violence and it being completely normal, then you are going to be desensitized. It's gonna, you know, when violence becomes normal, it's normal, right? Because you grew up with it. Shion is very quickly sinking in my esteem. Worst girl.
Yeah, because she's overreacting.
I'm sorry. No, hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm just joking. From seeing Shion's perspective, that is the case. Satoko stumbled and crashed into a desk. The desk fell and the contents of the drawer scattered about. Satoko didn't even stand up. She just crouched and trembled while looking up at me. Help! Help! Why does my nose get itchy when I do that? Nini! Nini! If you weren't like that, Satoshi-kun wouldn't have to suffer, don't you get it? That's what I wanted to say, but I was too angry to utter another word. I picked up a bunch of textbooks from the floor and threw them at her face. Cry as much as you want, but nothing's going to change. Why are you crying? Because you think somebody's going to help you? You don't have any idea what he has to go through to protect you, do you? Do you understand that? Do you understand what you're doing? You shouldn't exist. Die if you don't want to suffer. Go fuck yourself. Don't hurt Satoshi-kun. You deserve to die alone. You just deserve to die. Nini! Nini! Her desperate cries only increased my irritation.
Where's Reina with a hatchet if you need her?
Stop crying. Don't call your brother for help. Stop it. If you weren't like that. If only you... I kept on throwing things at her. Satoko curled up to protect herself and cried even harder. At that point, a girl with long hair ran up and huddled over her. I knew who that was. Rika Furude, one of Satoko's only friends. Please don't hurt her. She's in a poor situation, so please don't hurt her. Doesn't matter how pathetic she is. She shouldn't rely on Satoshi-kun all the time. Stop spoiling her. Satoshi-kun has to suffer so much because of her. No. Stop. Don't hurt her. Rika also became the target of my anger. I am trying to teach her something here. If you keep getting in the way, I'll crack your head open. I grabbed the chair and lifted it over my head. It wouldn't hurt only a little if I threw this thing at them. Rika tightly closed her eyes and covered Satoko with her body. I didn't care what the consequences would be. I didn't care if I hurt them. Stop! Mi-chan! Reina returned to the classroom and shouted at me. Then Satoshi-kun rushed in while pushing Reina aside. Seeming to have grasped the situation immediately, he charged straight at me. Until my body had hit the locker, I didn't understand what had happened. There was a loud crashing noise. I'd left a dent in it. I crouched there in pain.
Satoko! Are you alright?
Nini! Nini! Satoko pushed Rika aside, jumped at her brother and started crying again.
What happened? Why were you treated like that? Why?
I didn't do anything. But Mian-san, she suddenly...
What's going on, Mion?
Satoshi-kun shouted at me while clutching his sister. He looked fierce.
What did Satoko do to deserve this? What did we do? Why do we always have to suffer like this? Why? Why?
He released Satoko and rushed up to me, grabbing me by the neck. You said that I should ask myself, didn't you? So why don't you ask yourself?
Ask what?
I know you feel she's a burden on you. You always have to suffer because of her. You know that, right? If she were stronger, you wouldn't have had to suffer. She's the one to blame. I don't believe what I said was wrong. But after hearing it, Satoshi-kun went berserk.
What the heck do you know?
Satoshi-kun grabbed my hair and threw me to the wall just like I did to Satoko. However, I wasn't going to back down. I no longer had any control over my emotions at all. You spent so much time protecting her. She'll never stop relying on you until you stop doing that.
What the hell do you know about us? What the heck do you know? You persecuted our parents and now it's us? That's the way of the Sonozaki family, huh? You torture traitors for fun. Is it fun? Is it fun bullying us, huh?
Stop it! That was Reina's voice. She stepped in looking as fierce as a demon. Satoshi-kun, please. Mi-chan doesn't have any bad intentions. Excuse me? That was bad intention enough.
Do we spell do bad intentions mean something else in Japanese?
What the fuck? Also, yeah, you deserve to die alone, said the teenager to a 7-year-old. Like, what the fuck?
Shion needs therapy. All of these kids do, to varying degrees. It's been a long time since we've played a game or went through a story or I've watched a movie where on a dime I became so disgusted with the main character. Up until last time, I understood Shion. Or I think I did. From the perspective of an adult and from a meta perspective, yes, if Satoko wasn't like this, then Satoshi probably wouldn't be like that. But that's not the question. Even if the roles were reversed, I don't think this would be any different. Because Satoshi is doing the right thing. He's standing up for somebody who needs help, who needs to be protected. Because nobody else fucking is. And I understand that she is angry about what she perceives to be the reason why the person she's in love with is being hurt. That's human. I understand this. But what the fuck happened in her life that at this point in her life she is acting like this? And has...
I think plenty. Like, you know her family history. And not even something needs to happen for that, but that's besides the point.
Her actions are understandable but inexcusable, yes.
I disagree with that in this case. I believe her feelings are understandable. And her thoughts are understandable. But her action is definitely not.
I see where you're going. I would still stick with a wording Psycho used, because imprisoned in a private school, Shion is the victim.
They're all victims here.
No, in Shion's world, Shion is the victim. Shion has suffered for all of her life because she is the twin. That was a point very early on. Mion would get all the praise, Mion would get all the candy, Shion wouldn't get shit. Mion would be the heiress to the Sonozaki family. Shion
but she
better
was not
stay in the shadow.
projecting here, I think.
No, but hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it okay.
No, it doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. You can have all of these thoughts, all of these feelings, but the moment you act on it, it's no longer...
Yes, I agree. But hurt people hurt people.
Yes, I know.
If we now, later on in this, go into a whole long thing about Shion deconstructing why this happened and what led to this and why she has outbursts like this, I wouldn't be shocked if it is an entire boatload of and then this happened to me, and then this happened to me, and then that happened to me, and then that, and it's all being bottled up. And at that point, it doesn't matter what the reason is to start the fight now. It isn't just the 15 minutes she's seen
it's like
Satoko.
She said all of her bottled up emotions
It's her
just
entire
came
life
out.
suddenly exploding out, and her wrath, her rage about every single thing that ever wronged her coming to show.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it okay. Also, even
doesn't.
Skinner got into a fight, so we had a fight here. And what did you do, Skinner? Actually, I'm putting it on you now. Did a raccoon try to steal your trash, or did you get into an actual
fight? Oh my god,
fight?
imagine getting into a fight with a baby raccoon when you try to throw trash away. You know, it was a Pokemon. What?
Did you actually have a fight with a raccoon? I somehow had a feeling.
Oh, okay. Skinner encountered Spider. That's why you're back so fast. You came running.
Maybe when I was like this big.
This big. It was at least this size.
And tried to steal my trash.
No, I hate everything that just happened. I am disgusted by what Shion just did. And if we're going with it, if she just has stopped. Now she's nail biting on stream too.
No, it was in the way.
Tifa, you're being a bad influence on people now.
It was a bit of skin.
That's worse. No. If we're going into a whole, like, the list of things that hurt Shion and got her to this point, I can understand, I don't condone it, I hate it. And it doesn't excuse any of this. Like, she is such a fucking hypocrite. In one of her earliest phone calls with Mion, where she goes on about, and then I asked about Satoshi and I asked some more and it turns out they have a really shitty family life. And how could Mion not be more empathetic to him? How could she not want to spend time with him and find out why? Why would she be okay with him just sitting there and being quiet and stuff? Where were you, Shion? Where was your empathy for Satoko?
Yeah, but she doesn't care about Satoko. She has already said so often and made it so clear that she is quite selfish. She thinks about herself and people directly involved around her. Yes. And not even that extreme. So Satoko, she doesn't like, it doesn't matter. She can burn alive standing there for all she cares about.
There's a difference between I'm selfish and what just happened. Selfish doesn't begin to describe. Selfish doesn't even go anywhere near that. That was disgusting. It's like when people say, I'm a blunt person, and they just use it as an excuse to be rude to you. It's like, no, you're an ass. You're being an asshole. That's what you're being.
I'm not saying she's not, but that's the reasoning behind your asking, why doesn't she show empathy?
I didn't ask. I was pointing out that she's a fucking hypocrite. You seem to be in a state where we're arguing, where we both have the same opinion generally. We both hated what just happened. Shit would not go into the damn vacuum.
No, you gotta just catch it and throw it outside.
Catch and release, like Pokemon Go.
Then put it in the vacuum.
Could hear Tifa's voice acting while I was mid-battle.
I was crying for that spider that you sucked up.
When Skinner took that spider by the hair and slammed it into the wall. Also, I need to pee.
Well, BRB then.
I hate this game.
Now BRB for real. We're back.
Unfortunately.
You brought in a lot of cold with you.
I'm a cool guy. Not unfortunately because I don't enjoy streaming, but fuck all of this. Also, Skinner is still on about the spider. Gotta kill it with fire, spray that sucker with raid, and then suck it up because the kitchen is being done up. I don't know where the raid spray is. Back it into a corner and to scoop it with a vacuum. That poor thing.
You know, we have a dedicated spider catcher in the house. It's basically...
Two.
True. Yeah. One is the moth catcher and one is the spider catcher. It's basically just a cup or a plastic cup that we bought mochi in once.
Yeah.
With a lid. So that you can just scoop, put the lid under it, and then you throw it outside. You
trap, you scoop, and then you floop.
Yeah. Scoop, swoop, floop.
We should make that like a YouTube tutorial. How to catch spiders.
Crucial territory, it had to go.
Skinner went with the nuclear option.
I mean, most of them in our apartment can stay. At some point, I also think, okay, you're getting too big, you're not paying rent, you gotta go. Or when there's like two in a corner, I don't want the nest in here again.
When they start looking big enough to ride the rides in Disneyland, that's when we gotta go. Yeah, it's not nice. No, spooder free. That's why we evict them. We don't kill them, we just evict them. The other day, I felt really bad. I went to the bathroom, and the moment I sat down, I was like, Tifa! He's like, what? I'm like, help! I kept eyeing the thing.
Oh, the white one on the wall.
It was like this big and pure white. I think it was an albino. It looked so majestic. Like we had a shiny spider. But it needed to be evicted because it was also thick and like, no.
It looked a bit more intimidating, especially since you could see like the black fangs, but the entire thing was fully white.
Yeah. It was white ones venomous. I wasn't gonna find out.
I don't think we have venomous spiders in Germany.
No, this is not Australia, thankfully. I have a spider glass, but again, kitchen, so I don't know where it is. But I was also quite high, and I was quite high. It was also quite high in a weird angle. I evicted from life. Basically, what Skinner is saying, he pulled a Shion on the spider who was Satoko. leading us back into this horse shit situation.
Get a spider catcher.
Yes.
She wanted to help you, but she just lost control a little. Not just a little, okay? A little bit much.
I love you, Reina. When you're not being possessed, I love you as a character. But excusing this, like, no, fuck off of it. Miss me with that shit. No.
I miss, I'll drop the catcher. Yeah, but you can't really miss. Just get like a big enough of a cup that you can also see through, so that you can just go bloop on top of it. Just carry it around the house and watch it move. Just don't look at it. Just carry it, don't look at it. And
avert your eyes.
And then do the swoop. Or foop, sorry, foop. It's the last step already. Satoshi-kun looked like he wanted to say something back, but he chose not to. You too, Michan. I know how much you worry about Satoshi-kun, but you can't solve the problem like that. I think you understand, right? Since Satoshi-kun didn't say anything, I kept quiet too. Here, Satoko-chan. You don't have to cry just because you dropped your bento box, alright? Do you feel better now?
You did not just ask her that. The whole, hey, Satoko, you don't have to cry because that's sweet. Do you feel better now after she just got physically assaulted?
She's trying to defuse the situation. Satoko, I'll pick up the bento for you. Rika started picking up the bento box while its owner continued to cry. Guys, can you help us clean up? The teacher will be back from the vegetable garden soon. This quarrel is over, so don't tell her about it, okay?
No! Do tell her about it! Do tell her that one of the students in this class has all the makings of a humanoid monster.
Well, in this case it's good because it's not the actual student, now is it?
They don't know that.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying, in this case it's good.
The fact that anybody... Wait, mind reset. Assuming, I don't think that's the case, but Tifa seems to be thinking that. Assuming that the timeline of Chapter 5 leads into one of the previously established timelines of Chapter 1, 2, 3, or 4, I don't understand how any of the other students ever talked to Mion again afterwards. I would keep my distance.
They're kids. But even so, it's Mion. Everyone knows who Mion is. And even if you tell the teacher, you don't snitch on Mion. And even if you do snitch on Mion, what's going to happen? Nothing.
Okay.
She basically owns this entire city.
Okay, but fine. There's a difference between making friendly with somebody because they can kill you in an instant and nobody will bat an eyelid, and being friends with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, that is fair, but there's no point in going to the teacher in this case.
Yes, but my point was bigger than that. It was also about still being friends with her after this shit. Also, if... No, I do not believe that Chapter 5 leads into one of the previous chapters, story-wise. It cannot. It cannot. You're not gonna tell me that after the other girls learn that Shion and Mion are two different people and this was Shion, they'd still hang out with her and be friendly with her. I do not want to accept that, no.
Especially considering they also have their odd quirks.
Tifa, it isn't quirky to...
You're looking at this in too realistic.
There is...
You gotta look at it as if you're a character in this class in Hinamizawa with all this weird crap happening.
taking one of my other friends, at one of their most vulnerable moments so far ever in their life, when they're half the age, attacking them not once but twice, tossing them on the ground.
I 100% agree with you, but that's not the point.
Taking a chair to smash them to bits. No.
That's not the point. They all have weird little things going on here. Want to see me do it again? Yeah.
No.
You're looking at it from a too realistic point of view. Here, hold Grayson.
No.
Cuddling Grayson will make you feel better.
No, because if I now cuddle with...
I want to hold Bruce.
Please put it away, because if I now consider this moment to be a bonding moment with these, every time I look at one of these, I'll think of this moment and I will hate these. And it's not their fault.
Okay, fine then. Give Grayson to me.
They don't deserve this.
That's rude.
I am so disgustingly looking forward to the rest of this chapter to find how they're gonna try to find a way to explain or excuse any of this shit, because
they're not going to. It will be forgotten by tomorrow. The classmates looked at each other and nodded, then started picking up the stuff on the floor.
Welcome
Yugi,
in, Yugi.
How you doing?
Happy Sunday. How are you? I'm emotionally done.
Here. Satoshi-kun, Michan, why don't you guys shake hands as a sign of reconciliation?
Now she's taking the piss. Now she's taking the fucking piss. Hey, let's shake on you almost killing my sister in school.
Yes, because we're good friends again. There. This is all fine. Nothing wrong here.
I'm willing to shake hands with you because I understand that you are the daughter of a Sonozaki clan, and if I don't, I'm gonna die a horrible death. But inside, if tomorrow, in your big-ass mansion on the hill, you stumbled and fell down the stairs and broke your neck, I would cry for all of 2 seconds.
You're so sensitive, Jack.
I'm an only child. I don't have siblings. And I know that this is completely fucked up. No. Why don't you make up now? No.
Here's the difference between growing up with 2 siblings and none, I guess.
Yeah, Tifa with 2 siblings, me with 0. Look who's the empathetic one here.
I've been desensitized long ago. Sorry. I didn't mean to do this. Tears started to roll down my cheeks again.
Because you've been caught, you bitch! This is what...
It's okay. It's okay.
This is what pisses me off so many times. This happens every day in life. Not in mine, thankfully, because I surround myself with good people. But I've had things like this kind of, not the whole assault thing, but the whole, I'm sorry for my actions. No, you're sorry you got caught. That's what you are. You don't understand why we're mad at you. You're just sorry that we are mad at you, but you don't know why. You don't understand why. You can't begin to understand why. Because there's something deeply wrong with you, and I wish you will be able to fix it at some point in your life.
I think she does understand why.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because...
Not too much on Xion, please. Oh,
it's fine.
I think
selfish.
Xion just ruined it for Jack. I don't think there's a coming back.
No. And even if we now get another 16 episodes, chapters of Xion had a hard life. She was also abused in different ways as a kid because of how her family treated her and the stuff they've done to her and when other kids did to her. Yes, I'll accept that. And that hurts. It sucks and my heart goes out to her. But it doesn't excuse any of this.
What happened to hurt people?
It explains, it doesn't excuse.
Okay, yeah, I fully agree.
What was that line earlier? I think it was Psycho. It is understandable, but inexcusable. Yes, that. I'm sorry too. You have nothing to do with our family situation. I'm sorry.
Mi-chan, you should apologize to Satoko-chan now, okay? It should have been first, but...
Tell me! Shion, please, stop thinking! Put the shovel away! You cannot dig your grave deeper!
I was fine with apologizing to Satoshi-kun, but I didn't want to apologize to her. But the situation wouldn't be settled otherwise, so I reluctantly apologized.
It's what I just fucking said. You're mad because you're caught, not... You're sad, you're crying because you got caught, not because you realized you made a mistake.
It will be a very awkward call with Mion. Yeah, and even worse if she can't reach Mion later. But I guess a letter in the box would be a good idea. Satoko nodded, looking discouraged. After that, Reina let me go. My head ached, so I held it with both hands. What was that? What did I do? I didn't want to use this precious time to fight. Her emotions overflowed. Sis had warned me. She told me that I shouldn't talk to Satoshi-kun just like that. What did I come here for? I shouldn't have come here if I knew this was going to happen. Stupid. You're stupid, Shion. I was overcome by emotions because I was so worried about Satoshi-kun. When did things go wrong? Were they wrong from the beginning? I got into a fight with Satoshi-kun. This was totally the opposite of what I wanted. I regretted it. I hated myself for it. I couldn't blame myself enough. My world had been torn apart.
I regretted it. Okay, it's a plus. I hated myself for it. Okay, understandable. Again, showing signs of remorse. I couldn't blame myself enough. Okay, you understand? You begin to understand the gravity of what you just done. My world had been torn apart. It's been done to me.
I wish the sky would fall and kill me. Okay, so the rest of the day nothing happened. Sis sounded both amazed and confused. Oh, so we did get to talk to her. You know I'm busy with the festival preparations, but you certainly made things more complicated. Sorry. Sis tried to say something, but she stopped in the middle. After listening to a few complaints, I started telling her about everything that happened today. Sis had to pretend that the trouble I caused today was her responsibility, which must have been very taxing for her. So I won't get the chance to trade spots for a while? Hey, I think you should be more aware of the hassle I have to go through. Yeah, you're right. Sis had been sympathetic, but maybe I pushed her too far this time. Do you think? What the fuck? Of course she'd be hesitant to trade spots considering what I did today. She gonna allow me a second chance? I won't beat them up again. I'll go for the unknown kids next time. I know, Jack.
You know the worst thing when you know people like this in real life? Disclaimer, I've cut them out of my life, but I knew people like this. Not the whole 9 yards with trying to murder somebody in a public setting in front of everybody's friends.
Fortunately.
But what about me? It's everybody's fault. The world is so mean to me. Oh, I just completely fucked up, but it's the world's fault. It's not me. Can I have that line again, but with the pain of You were laughing because I was having a reaction.
Of course, she'd be hesitant to trade spots considering what I did today. The atmosphere felt awkward, so we were both silent for a while. If you were to get another chance, what would you do, Shion? That was a reasonable question. I wasn't prepared to answer, though. If I had a chance to go to the school once again and see Satoshi-kun, what would I do? Would I apologize to him about today? I don't think that would work. That might even upset him again, no matter how hard I tried. Okay. Here's something that he was saying. It was the Sonozaki family who had been harassing his. It would only be natural for him to hold a grudge against us. But why was he only expressing that now? I've been a Sonozaki to him all along. Satoshi-kun stroked my head, even though he knew that I was Mian Sonozaki. Sis? Do you think that Satoshi-kun is holding a grudge against the Sonozaki family?
My following statement isn't meant against Shion specifically, but against every single one of them. If you are a mafia type organization, and everybody knows this, it's an open secret. Everybody will be friendly to you, but it's fake.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Majority, maybe.
Yeah, they'll be like the 20% cocksuckers who will be like, oh yes, let me help you. Maybe I can work for them, maybe I'll get some money. Yeah, the ones that want to be like you are the ones that want to profit from you and that don't mind selling their soul in the process. Yes, okay, fair. But the vast majority, the regular, normal, good people, because I believe they exist, the vast majority of them will be like, hi Mian, yeah, what can I do for you today? Yeah, are you looking for a good tofu? Let me get it for you, don't...
No, they seem to have some actually good bonds in the village. But don't forget,
all fake.
The majority of the village doesn't see them as the big evil mafia. They actually help the village. They're the good, nice mafia that stand up for us when the government and others don't. They're the good guys.
I don't have a choice but to like them.
They're the good guys.
Okay, so...
You wouldn't even dislike them to begin with.
So, I like them because they do the things that are good for me and the town, right?
Yes.
Yes. And then maybe while I'm sitting on the shitter and it's taking a bit longer, maybe for a second I think about all the stuff that they are willing to do.
You don't know what they're all willing to do.
I was there at the protests. I was one of them.
Yeah, and you joined them smashing in the windows.
Yes. And then I realize, wait, if these people on my side are capable of doing these things, what would ever happen if these people aren't on my side anymore?
No one thinks like that after that. They all fought for the village. They never thought of disliking them for anything. Exactly. Like, the situation you're sketching here is not realistic.
Fair. There's been nothing in the story so far that indicates anybody thinking like this. It's me. I own that.
You're looking at it from an outside perspective, knowing everything that's happening behind the screen. If you were a villager in there, you would be best friends with me on.
I don't think so, because my example now is Satoshi, because Satoshi understands how it feels to be on the receiving end. Whether he is right in that or not, we don't know yet, of course, but...
He's not on the receiving end because of the Sonozaki family.
That's literally what he pointed out to her.
Yeah, but it's been the curse. No one believes the Sonozaki family is actually behind the murders of his parents.
That's not my point. My point is, I don't know if I can scroll that high.
Yeah, I know, he said it like, hey, that they've been after him because his family was pro-dam. But no one sees the murders.
You persecuted our parents and now it's us. Satoshi knows. Or He thinks he knows. He feels this way. So I understand your point. I get it. The vast majority of a village is pro-Sonozaki because they make the good things happen for us. But at least one family, at least one person, Satoshi, understands that where there is all of this power, I could be opposing that for some reason. And that's gonna be horrible for me. That's the way of a Sonozaki family here. You torture traitors for fun. Is it fun? He understands the dark side. He gets it.
Yeah, I do. I'm not sure how much the regular villagers know about the mafia stuff, and most have respect, but are aware of their bad side. I do think they are aware of how far they will go, obviously, because they do have power, and it has been known that they have power, especially considering that they can stop the dam project. But on the other hand, even if you know there is a party doing bad things, they do it for you.
Nah.
That kind of changes how you look at it too.
Unfortunately, it does, looking at the 2024 elections.
I mean, I'm just saying.
History proves your point. Everyone had a grudge against the shoujos. The torture isn't necessarily part of the mafia stuff. Fair enough, I took it at face value. Yeah, alright.
Like, it's not just them, they just had more power behind it.
The bullying didn't need to be Yakuza flavored. That's a line for eternity. That literary genius flowing out of your fingers into the keyboard.
And exactly, almost the entire village is against them. But Jack is looking at the whole picture, including background info that he would never be aware of if he was just a villager.
I'm being biased by the fact that I'm reading it. I'm not living it. Yeah, fair point. Nice, Psycho. Nice.
So, do we think Satoshi is holding a grudge?
I don't think you've read the line yet.
I have.
Yes, he does.
I think so, yes. It was our family that initiated. It was our family that initiated the persecution of the Hojo family, making them into scapegoats. Even after the dam conflict, it wasn't easy for the Hojo family to live in Hinamizawa.
I love the fact that our desk creaked at that moment. I want to get off of the Shion hate train so much. She knew. She knows these things. She knows.
No, don't forget, Shion missed a lot about what happened. Knowing something because you heard about it and actually living through it are completely different things, once again.
Mion's... I'm gonna say selfishness because I haven't thought of a better word yet. Mion's selfishness goes to the full extent of being aware, apparently, of what her family has done to the boy she fell in love with.
Shion, you mean?
Shion, sorry. And at no point did it cross her mind that that might be problematic.
Well, not everyone looks at a whole family picture.
Yeah, no, of course not. Yeah.
It's like some people will hate you for your family name.
Mm-hmm.
And others go like, no, this is an individual person. You're not evil just because your family is.
Yeah, it's Romeo and Juliet. It's basically Romeo and Juliet.
Given all of that, it's not surprising that Satoshi-kun hates us. The Sonozaki family who put his family in a devastating situation. But why now? Why is he only expressing that grudge to us now? And don't forget, that is also the confusing part. Because even before, when he was already in that situation, they were friendly.
Yeah. Plus,
they became friends. And only now is it suddenly like, fuck you and your family.
Plus, we're also missing that Shion is a hormonal teenager. Yes.
That too.
Yes.
Jack seems to forget that we're talking about children here quite often.
I want to say more often than not, I've pointed out that these are kids.
Yeah, but you often judge them like adults with common sense.
Only Shion.
No, not just Shion.
You are correct. I mean, Shion directly is not Satoko. Might have something to do. Yes. Yes. Yes, Psycho. Thank you for reading my mind.
Why is this happening now? If he wanted to. Oh. Ah. If he had rejected me in the first place, I wouldn't have wanted to get close to him. My tears wet my cheeks. I didn't bother to wipe them.
I'm sorry, is she now blaming him?
It's only natural for him to hold a grudge against the Sonozakis. I'm not getting the oh and the ah because something seemed to have clicked that did not click for me yet.
I think she started crying. My tears wet my cheeks.
Oh, it's not an oh, ah, it's a... Okay. There's nothing unusual about it. Rather, why has he been treating me like a friend? I knew how stupid this question was. I think it's because he was mature. I can't understand it. Sorry, I ruined the crying.
No, you didn't.
He'd been treating me as a friend because he was mature? But now that he'd become stressed mentally and physically, he's decided to reject me? No matter how hard I thought about it, I couldn't find anything to fault him with. If there was somebody to blame, it'd be somebody I'd never accused before. Why did the hack decide to persecute the Hojo family? Eh? It was his parents who supported the dam project, right?
Oh my god, they didn't even support the freaking dam project. They were down on their luck. They saw a chance to get enough money to start a new life. How is this a flaw?
Satoshi-kun had nothing to do with it. Why was he included?
The sins of a father.
Why?
Oh, in this case, a mother.
Mion couldn't say anything in return. Actually, it wasn't at all hard to guess the reason. The hack didn't give any specific order to harass the Hojo family. She just thought the Hojo family was getting in the way.
Yes, you need to show unity in front of the people building the dam. You can't show any cracks in the facade, because if people like the Hojo family start splintering off, then other people might agree with their stance, and suddenly there is no more unity. It's his fault for being nice to me. Now I fell in love with him and have to deal with this shit.
I know, right? What an ass. The people around her noticed what was bothering her and took steps to get rid of it. Though, of course, she must have known how influential her own words were. She didn't just think it, she gave what she must have known would be interpreted as an order. She's the one to blame for initiating the attack on the Hojo family.
Yes, finally you're making sense, Shion. You're beginning to understand the power dynamics.
You said before that the Furude priest wasn't mature because he didn't cooperate, right? Is this the same scenario? The Hojo family wasn't mature because they didn't act in accordance with the other villagers? That's why the hack decided to punish them, isn't it?
Can we stop using the word mature as a keyword? Because I don't think that's what it means. At least it doesn't to me.
It doesn't seem like the correct wording to me either, but we'll take it.
It's also a message to potential future traitors. We will go after your kids too? North Korea style.
Yep.
Yeah. She's using it because Mion said, yeah, true. But maybe say the word you mean to say and don't just say mature. Then again,
some pointing stick.
Then again, there's probably somebody listening in, so she can't exactly go, yeah, I hate our grandmother too.
Meaning that my accusation was the truth. They already punished the Hojo couple. Feel free to bring them to the torture room in the garden. and chop their fingers off or something. But leave Satoshi-kun alone. Satoshi-kun has nothing to do with this. What did he do to deserve this? What did he do wrong? Answer me! Answer me, Mion! Mion! Very well.
Oh, here we go.
Please take care of the matter. Goodbye. Mion suddenly changed her tone and hung up. She must have done that to escape from my questions. I was furious. I started redialing the number, but then I remembered that we decided she'd hung up the phone after using that phrase when she saw the hack coming. I doubt that she actually saw the hack, but it was the rule, so I couldn't call back for a while. I went to the bathroom to wash my face and cool down. I turned the faucet. The water felt lukewarm. Didn't help me cool down at all. I'm disgusted by my own childishness. I just wanted to fill my void. I didn't care about him, considering that Satoshi-kun was very generous. But I don't know if I can forgive Satoko. That's a different story.
Girl, please. Please.
Oh, that was a really short episode. Oh,
Because it's not done yet.
I thought it was the end for some reason.
No.
I was looking up at the ceiling with my arms and legs spread out. It's not that I wasn't getting hungry. I didn't live with my parents. I didn't live in the school dorm. That meant I had to cook something myself when I wanted to eat. I knew that, but I still didn't feel like getting up. It had been several days since I began this empty life. It must be tomorrow. The Watanagashi festival, I mean. I heard the doorbell ringing.
Nothing a frozen pizza can't fix. That's why you should always have one in your freezer.
Absolutely. That reminds me. Have you tried the 4-cheese frozen pizza from the Aldi by now?
Oh yeah, we talked about this a while ago.
Yeah, like months ago.
If you haven't yet, reminder to try it.
Oh my god. Yeah, I will sell the crap out of that pizza.
Hey Aldi, want a sponsorship? We exist.
Not yet, I always go into the other store. Well, next time you ever go into Aldi and you have space in your freezer,
Yes.
Must buy. Must buy, and I have to know how you like it.
Even if you don't like it, that's cool. More for us.
That's true. I ignored it at first, but it rang persistently. Lidl, Aldi. When it comes to general shopping, I can agree with you, but the 4-cheese pizza, specifically from the Aldi, I forgot what that brand is. It's their own brand, I believe. It's
Mamma Mia, I think.
No,
Could be
it's
wrong.
not Mamma Mia. Not that one, not that one.
The cheapest one they have.
It's like 2 pizzas for 3 something. I'm actually gonna look it up later and post a picture in Discord just to make sure you get the right one when the time comes. But when it comes to that pizza, that is the best one. It really is.
Finally found something else that Tifa is passionate about.
Yeah.
4-cheese pizza, Bats, and Diablo 4.
Like the Lidl pizzas, well, I think we've had a margarita once, like 3 in a box, I think Lidl sells them.
It was alright, didn't love it.
It's alright, like a good base if you want to top it up yourself. But the 4-cheese pizza is like...
She doesn't even do that to me.
You know the 4-cheese pizza.
I want to say legally I am at least 6% 4-cheese pizza at this point. With how often we eat it. It's part of the reason why we did start going to the gym.
Yeah, that is true. So, okay, pizza. Yep. Can't compete with pizza. Don't try it.
But I want to.
Oh, we should make pizza again. That's
Yes,
a good idea.
we should.
I started hearing knocking alongside Kasai's rude voice.
Shion-san, please open up. I bought some food for you.
I didn't ask him to. He must have known that I hadn't eaten enough and that I'd been feeling down lately.
You haven't eaten, have you?
No, I'm not hungry. But when Kasai put the food on the table, my stomach reacted in a very primitive way by making some noise.
That's a thing that I've only ever really seen in anime, where people seem really like embarrassed by their stomach growling.
What? No? That is not an anime thing.
I've only seen that in anime ever.
Yeah, like when your stomach starts growling at work or back in school, that was so embarrassing.
I don't give a fuck. Why would you?
I don't know, that just used to be embarrassing. But that is not a anime thing at all.
Okay, well, we clearly had different childhoods in that regard, because if somebody's stomach growls, it's just like, hey, you need some food. It's like, that's the whole end of my entirety of thoughts.
Yeah,
when it comes to
that's shit, but still, it's not the case.
So, okay, so you having lived through that, what's the embarrassing part about it?
Because it can be, I actually still remember one of the worst times my stomach started growling. It was in high school. And we had one of those days where people from different professions started coming over and tell you for like an hour or so what their profession is, what they do daily life, how it works, so that you know, like, hey, it's like sort of interesting.
I want to become an engineer.
Basically that. And I still remember this lady from the local funeral house coming over. It was during a time at the Ramadan as well when I still joined. I get up in the morning at like 3 or 4 to eat something, which helped me back then.
During Ramadan, if you observe that, you don't eat while the sun is up. You eat before if anything, you eat before the sun comes up, and you eat after the sun has gone down.
Basically, and it was like the first days I was still adjusting, and this woman came in from the local funeral house that actually made me interested in working in that field for a while, but then I realized I'm a bit too sensitive when it comes to that, and I would cry with everyone walking in, so I can't really do that profession. But while she was talking, my stomach started growling, and not just this tiny sort of growl, like this, like this little kitty wanting attention, but like this lion growl, which the entire classroom could hear, so it was obviously disrupted, and it kept going for the entire hour.
Okay.
Like super loud, and that's just embarrassing. Because I still recall everyone going like...
How old were you?
That was when I was around 13, I think.
Okay, yeah, true. Teenagers are teenagers.
14, maybe.
I know it's too late, Tifa, but if I was there, if I was your teacher back then, I would have told you, it's fine. Kudos to you for saying, I want to fast and observe Ramadan, and when doing that.
Observe Ramadan.
Yeah, isn't that the word you use? When you follow with the traditions of something like this?
It just seemed like odd wording, I don't know.
You're an odd wording. Your stomach is doing odd wording. I was trying to defend you retroactively.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I remember that as being super embarrassing, and even now, like, I don't really care if someone's stomach growls or if my stomach growls nowadays, and I can just go like, oh, I need to get some breakfast, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But like back then, it was like embarrassing. And even now, like 20 years later, I still very clearly see that hour in front of me.
I get it, but Team Jack is also Team Normalize growling stomachs.
Can be a bit embarrassing to me too, yeah. It also depends on the situation. Like if it's at home with just Jack, it's like, get me food. Make dinner.
I get it because it's the reactions of other people, but fuck them. Like, my body is telling me that it needs food. If you find that funny, then good for you, but like, I mean, whatever.
I can be embarrassed about the weirdest thing. Or sometimes it's not like a growl, but this weird squeaky sound.
Yeah.
It just seems so odd.
But then I just laugh, not because like, haha, embarrassing, but like, haha, your body makes funny sounds.
I always wondered why my body needs vocal cords like that.
Why can't you activate them at will?
They just vibrate, you know? Like instead of sound, just...
Like when a baby bird is wanting to get food from their parents and they get like really hyper and they start vibrating.
They start vibrating
it's
too.
so adorable.
Basically that.
It's also because it can sound like a fart when you mix that with kids. We're gonna point and laugh 9 out of 10 times. Yeah, fair enough.
That can also be the thing, yeah.
Fair enough.
And now it's more like the disruptiveness. Like when you're in an important meeting, for example. Same as like back in school, your stomach keeps growling. Then it's like, oh, fuck.
Just eat the person sitting next to you. Easy.
Good point.
Reminder that we have this banner for a reason. Your stomach is growling. I believe you need to eat.
I was hungry, but had no appetite. And even worse, my stomach also growls when I'm not hungry. Like, I know I'm always hungry, but when I finally don't feel the need to actually be hungry because I'm gonna starve, it will still growl sometimes.
To be fair, that was Jack Talks cannibalism. Nah. You didn't see it because you don't see where our arms are, but sometimes Tifa does like ventriloquism through me. So I'm moving my mouth and you do hear my voice, but it's actually her. It's like,
sure thing. I think by now that you mention it, by the way, we need to change that button. Because it says, wait, let me put it back for a second.
So where is her hand?
Yeah,
it's remote control.
I was holding Bruce. Like, it does say Tifa talks cannibalism, but at this point, it's more like
everybody takes.
Jack talks cannibalism or chat talks cannibalism. Because quite often, I'm not the one that starts it. I'm the one that will keep the conversation going when it comes about this topic, but it's usually not me that starts it. That's all I'm saying.
I wanted to ask too. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. Hello, Monty Mama. Happy Sunday. How are you doing?
Hey,
Happy New Year.
Long time no see. How you been? You and your Happy New Year.
I haven't seen Monty Mama all year.
It's the 26th of January already.
So? I'm sorry that you're being so hateful. I'm not.
Regardless, nice to see you. How have you been?
I want to tell you that Tifa actually is a master of certain black martial arts because they're forbidden and mostly forgotten. She doesn't do the ventriloquism hand puppet thing. She actually puts her hand like on my upper leg and then digs her fingers directly into the nerves and muscles. Basically, she's playing me like an accordion or something. So she pinches the right nerves and then my mouth just flaps like it would do when I'm talking. It's really weird. You can Google that probably. Yeah.
I have special buttons for apparently cannibalism, zits, other taboos.
Yeah. You just make my mouth talk, but you emulate my voice. Yeah. It's like that. Chinese New Year's on Wednesday, so Jack technically has a loophole.
Yeah, I guess you have a point.
I will say that until the 31st of December, I don't care.
Now my hands are holding Bruce.
The fact that you double check which one you're holding, you're a bad mother.
I just have to be sure, because you mixed them up earlier. What if it was Grayson, and I accidentally said Grayson? It would hurt his feelings.
I guess. Are hands registered as deadly weapons? Yes.
No, not my hands. According to Jack, just my toes are though.
Tifa has strong fingers.
I do have finger strength.
Intense finger strength.
Exactly.
I remember that. Every gamepad breaks under hands. Good on, the kids are growing up fast. Nice. How old are they?
That. But true,
Here we go.
Don't recall when I've last seen you stream with your kids. I think that might have been 3 years ago.
Too long ago.
With a cooking stream? When I saw them running around?
I want to say I remember that. It's been a while.
Yeah. I can imagine like they grow like cabbage, I think you like say at that point.
No, that's Dutch. Only the Dutch would say, your kids grow like cabbage, don't they?
I'm quite sure you can say that in English too.
They grow like weeds. But that is more like about spreading.
I think you can say like cabbage.
15 and 13. It's been about that long, see?
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, Tifa.
It's time to do some more cooking with them on Twitch.
Do it.
And I mean, I did have an appetite, but I didn't have the energy to eat. Who doesn't have the energy to eat? Like, imagine.
Shion.
That's the one thing I will always have energy for.
Can
Eating.
confirm.
Yet I'd feel bad wasting the food because I had brought. I picked up my chopsticks just to humor him. I thought you were marked by Grandma. Is it okay for you to be here?
No, your son is busy with festival preparation meetings. She doesn't seem to have time to deal with you right now. Didn't you like croquettes?
Ooh. They're good. Thanks. While I nibbled on the food because I read through the magazines I bought.
Now I want croquettes. Tifa, let's have croquettes tomorrow. With anything, I don't care with what, just croquettes with
Can do.
as a side.
Have you... I'd never talked to Kasai about something like this before.
Hey, Kasai, have you ever tried to kill the little sister or little brother of the woman you fell in love with in front of her and everybody at school? And then be all pissed off about the fact that you didn't get to because it's really her fault? That she's a child?
Seems about right.
Here we go. Here we go. Read the line. Nail Shion into the ground with her whatever this is. Do it.
Since I've always believed myself superior to him psychologically, I hesitated to show my weaknesses to him. That's so rude.
Superior Shion. Actually, just starting to set up streaming again, actually.
Oh,
Alright.
nice.
And I'm moving and just got my computer set up. The kids are excited to start cooking again. Nice.
Hey, I was actually right about that.
You felt it.
I know, right? Oh, blah, or nice to hear. I look forward to seeing you online again. I was mixing up the words.
Sometimes Tifa just gets stuck in a sound like, oh, blah. You remind me of one of my first computers. You know, back in the old days, before multitasking was really a thing on computers, you would like turn on music or something, and then something else, and then it would get stuck for a second.
Yeah.
Baby, hit me one more time. Something like that. I do that too. I do too, but it's funny when she does it. A way to make me feel old. We all are!
For real.
That kind of hardship is healthy for your age. That's such a boomer thing to say. Like, for real. Yeah, suffering makes you build character. No.
But it does. We don't talk about what kind of character, but it does.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you know about that?
Mion-san told me a little about it. She said she wanted me to assist you.
She did she?
She looked worried. Your sister's looking out for you.
Without responding, I threw the last croquette in my mouth.
I thought you might want to know how Satoshi Hojo-kun is doing. I've gathered some information. Would you like me to report?
No. But have you tried suffering?
Yeah. Imagine.
That's not necessary. But since you went through all the trouble, I think I'd better listen. Kasai chuckled, but stopped quickly as if thinking it rude.
It seems that Teppei Hojo fled the premises. He seems to be staying with an intimate lady friend in Okinomiya.
Teppei? Who's that? Oh, Satoshi-kun's uncle, huh?
Yeah, it's also the fire starter Pokemon in Generation 5. Lurking or working on my channel, Monty Mama, thank you very much. Welcome back.
Have
Do
fun.
all the things.
Appreciate the lurk. Also from Bruce. And Grayson.
Tank and Teppei burn like... Now, Teppei needs to burn. He's a piece of shit too. We're on. Tamae Hojo, Satoshi and Satoko are the only ones living in the house now. Ever since Tamae learned that Teppei had fled to another woman, she's been in a foul mood. A foul mood! She's now in a foul mood. Really, Kasai? Really?
So that must mean That the aunt is being even nastier to Satoko and Satoshi-kun is taking even more indirect blows.
I don't know about Satoshi-kun, but I heard that Satoko-san is in a real bad state, and neighbors are spreading rumors about her.
If Satoko looked miserable, that means Satoshi-kun must be going through equally miserable torture. Can't you do something about that aunt? Doesn't anybody talk about punishing her? She's also one of the remaining Hojos after all. The uncle is gone, so why not the aunt?
The uncle isn't gone, He left. He's not gone.
Yeah, but
gone.
he's out of the picture for them. That's the...
The main Sonozaki family ruled against further harassment toward the Hojo family after the death of the couple. They say the police still might be staking out their house due to suspicions about the couple's death.
Their deaths have been filed under Oyashiro-sama's curse, so the Sonozaki family thinks no further divine intervention is necessary? Kasai put on a faint smile. Come to think of it, it is hard not to suspect the involvement of the Sonozaki family in all the incidents said to be Oyashiro-sama's curse. Somebody strives to get rid of the hag's concerns on the day of the Watanagashi festival. Furthermore, the Watanagashi festival is going to be held tomorrow. Will the curse strike again this year? If so, who will be the victim? Now that I think about it, there were cases of multiple victims in the past. The first and third year it was just one, but the second year the victims were a couple. So it wouldn't be too strange if 2 people fell victim this year. I'm telling you, she's starting to plan that she's going to kill the aunt.
Yeah, at this point nothing Shion will do in terms of violence will shock me anymore. No, really, that scene in the school completely desensitized me to whatever worrisome behaviors she might show in the future.
It seems like a good time. It'd be best for Satoko and her aunt to be the victims. Oh, and Satoko even. Satoshi-kun will be freed from any source of his worries all at once.
No, redo. Actually say the words.
I did say that.
You said any.
Well, Satoshi-kun will be freed from every source of his worries all at once.
Yeah, but not the biggest one of all of them, you freak. You.
He doesn't know that yet. Kasai? Do you know if this year's victim has been selected already? Does Grandma make the decision? If so, Sis should know about it by now. Kasai, do you know anything?
Shion-san, I don't know anything about that matter.
Well, that makes sense. That kind of secret won't make its way to you because you're just a small fry.
That's true. I've never received any information regarding that from my connections. But as you know, the Sonozaki family has access to many underground organizations, which I have no channels into.
Not too much on Shion.
Yugi, if it's any... What's the word I'm looking for? If it helps.
Constellation?
Consolation. That's the word I was looking for. Constellation. Yes,
constellation.
Stars. If it's any consolation. I don't have these feelings for Shion from chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's chapter 5 Shion I hate with every fiber of my being.
No. Chapter 2, Shion stabbed us. 100% that was Shion.
We still don't know that.
I am still so certain that was Shion who stabbed us.
Assuming that the chapters are not directly connected. So far, I only hate chapter 5 Shion. Chapter 2 Shion... It looked like you were trying to bite the air. You good?
Yeah.
It's a stomach, I bet. Oh. Assuming that the chapters don't somehow connect directly to one another and there are always just different shards of a same or similar story. Fuck chapter 5, Shion. Chapter 2, potentially. We don't have confirmed what exactly she did.
No, but she was still messed up in chapter 2.
The worst I remember about chapter 2 Shion is the swapping places with Mion and being a cunt about it. Like from an emotional, abusive standpoint kind of thing. Like, oh, maybe I dressed up as my sister and came to your place and brought you bento. Like, don't toy with people like that. Just don't be like that.
Maybe I could try asking Sis about it, but she won't talk. She's strict about keeping promises, unlike me. If the hag told her to keep a secret, she'd take it to her grave. Damn. I hope Satoko and her aunt will go missing this year. Hey, Kasai, I just thought of that. Aren't you going to do something about it?
Shion-san, you must be joking.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I took a glimpse at Kasai.
It's so funny.
It didn't look like he was actually going to do something to make my wish come true. She's trying
to pull the Oreo card. Yeah.
I wasn't able to go to the village as myself. So I definitely wasn't going to the festival. I didn't care about that. Even so, I was interested in who was going to end up as the victim of the curse. If I just kept lying on this couch, playing hooky, somebody would fall victim in several hours. I had no clue why it had to happen every year. But I was certain that the hag was behind it.
Subtle nudge. Super subtle. Hey Tifa, can you kill my mortal enemy? Subtle.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
All the enemies from the dam conflict had been punished. Only the Hojo couple was left since most of the other enemies had already gone.
What's Tomitake's last name again?
I forgot. But he's not from the village, so he's not an enemy.
Did you say wink out loud?
Yeah, I said wink, wink. I also can't wink, so...
It's her wink to speech feature.
I wink by pulling my cheek up.
Yeah.
I don't know how other people do it.
She doesn't control her eyelids. She pushes her face upwards.
Didn't get the reference.
No.
Oh, no, damn.
Sorry.
Did not. The cicadas were crying loudly outside. It made me feel hot. Why was it this hot and humid in June? If Oyashiro-sama was actually punishing people, I'd pray for one thing. I'd pray that the evil aunt would be punished. And I'd offer up Satoko as a sacrifice. It's hot.
That's the kind of shit the heat makes you do. Wish death on people.
When I woke up, Kasai had already gone. Looks like he cleaned the table and the surrounding room. He put my dirty laundry into the hamper in front of the washing machine too. Being a girl of a sensitive age, I didn't want a man to clean my room.
Real as fun. I know, right? I hate being hot too.
Well, I'd rather thank him than badmouth him. I looked at the clock. It was late afternoon. I had to go grocery shopping. There was nothing left in the fridge. And I'd be having just rice for dinner if I didn't go. At that moment, the phone rang. It must be Kasai, I thought. I did hope it was him. He could have brought more food, so then I wouldn't have to go shopping. While I was just being lazy, I didn't feel like going out at all. But it wasn't Kasai on the phone. Sis? Where are you calling from? The house? No. I'm calling from a payphone, so I'll make it quick. Satoshi called me. Satoshi-kun did. He called you. It probably wasn't me he wanted. He called you, I think. It sounded like he wanted to apologize for what happened the other day. I don't think he needs to apologize at all.
What?
So I thought you should take the call. I told him that I'd call back because I was busy. So can you call this number? Okay. I was stunned for a second, but then recovered and wrote down the number on the back of a magazine. Thanks. I'll call right away. Good. He's been extremely stressed these days. I don't think he'll listen to me anymore, but I think he'll listen to you. She could have pretended to be me and handled this call. But she passed it over to me. Thanks, Mion. See you, Shion. Before she hung up, I put the handset down. Then after a second, I dialed the number in a flash. I heard the dial tone 3 times, 4 times.
So, real quick. This shows you the true extent of Shion's strong feelings for Satoshi. Because do you know how hard it is to quickly dial with a rotary phone? That's effort. That's energy. You're risking your finger. Like,
He's gonna be quick. And there he was.
hold your residence.
He sounded like an adult. His voice sounded a bit tired too, but it definitely was the voice I loved. Wait. Is this now one day after the Watanagashi Festival or still before?
This is still before.
Okay.
This is the day off.
Oh, okay. I got scared. I was scared that he might become sulky again if I mentioned my name. I couldn't open my mouth for a while.
So I just heavily breathed into the handset.
Just talk with your mouth closed, don't you?
Totally not weird.
Is that you, Satoshi-kun?
Oh, sorry that I called you so suddenly. Are you okay now?
That was the Satoshi-kun I knew. He didn't sound cold like the other day. Yeah, I'm okay now.
Good.
After that, he went silent. I felt the urge to start a conversation. It wasn't fair. He was the one who called in the first place. Then, he finally spoke.
I'm truly sorry for what happened the other day.
I'm sorry too.
You don't have to apologize. Because I was one in the wrong.
If this were a face-to-face conversation, he would be stroking my head. It was sad just talking to him over the phone.
I'm sorry, can you pinch me? I feel like I'm seeing double. I won't forgive those people who forced us into this situation. You might be close to them, but it was never you personally. So I wanted to apologize.
No, please don't apologize. I was selfish and didn't try to understand your situation very well. We apologized to each other a few times. Satoshi-kun, are you alright? You're working and you're under a lot of stress. Isn't that too much to handle?
I quit my job, since I have enough money now.
You did. That's good. You don't have to push yourself anymore then. That's really good. Satoshi-kun tried to say something, but he dropped it instead.
Satoko has it far worse than me.
Seems like it. Is she alright?
I hate that sound effect so much. Does she look alright to you?
He suddenly sounded upset. I'd messed up. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was so stupid. I had ruined this miraculous conversation with him. Satoshi-kun didn't respond to my apology, so I stopped apologizing.
She's been hurt so much, it's clear to see. She's so torn up. And everybody abandoned her. Everybody did.
I didn't. I tried to calm him down. I hated what I just said because of how hollow it sounded. I had no idea what to say next. I didn't abandon her, I just beat her up, which means I'm still there.
I think I said this last stream of Higurashi or the one before that. In German we have this wonderful saying, Möge dich der Blitz beim Scheißen treffen. May lightning strike you as you shit. Or when you shit.
She technically didn't abandon her, yeah, exactly.
Everybody abandoned her. I didn't. Really, Shion? You want to argue semantics now, but you didn't abandon her? What exactly... like...
She wants to look good in front of Satoshi.
Yeah, but he has eyes. He isn't blind. He was there. He heard. He saw. He physically assaulted Shion in the end. In retaliation.
Potato, potato.
Which isn't great either, but hey, you were about to try to kill my sister. And you were gonna take out Rika as collateral. You know.
I had no idea what to say next. I felt guilty. Satoshi-kun was desperate to protect Satoko from their evil aunt. But I'd wished that Satoko would die tomorrow because of the curse. I was trampling on his desperate hope.
Satoko can't take it anymore, so...
He cut himself off in the middle and went quiet for a moment. He must have been choosing his words carefully. Then he finally spoke. His words sounded hollow.
I mean... I want her to have fun for one night.
Eh? What do you mean?
The Watanagashi festival is tomorrow, isn't it? I want you to take her there.
Yeah, I can do that, but why?
She's exhausted, so I think she'd be happy if she could get away from our aunt for even just one night.
Oh, this is now, remember when Mion was like, hey, Satoshi asked me the same thing on the night of the Watanagashi when Keiichi asked Mion to take Satoko to the festival so that he could kill Teppei? We're now having that conversation.
Wait, you...
In chapter 3.
No, stop. I'm thinking. You just said something wrong, but I think you just gave us an answer to something that we didn't even ask yet.
What did I say wrong?
You said... Shion said, hey, you're sounding just like him.
No, Mion was
Yes.
the one that told us. That's what I said.
Yes. But Shion is having this conversation.
Yeah, but Shion... No, she said Mion. Yeah, exactly. I said Mion.
Then I misunderstood. But Shion is having this conversation.
Yeah, but obviously Shion will tell Mion what this call was about. Because if they now made friends again, Mion has to know.
Or the person we talked to that said, you are saying exactly what he said to me, was Shion, not Mion.
Well, that could be, yeah. But that chapter was already a thing where Mion and Shion were probably swapping.
Yes, correct. We've talked about that too, but...
Yeah, what's this big deja vu then, if that's something we already knew?
Because assuming that I am right, that means we have one confirmed instance where they did swap.
But we have several confirmed instances where they did swap. What do you mean, assuming I'm right?
I can't have a single win.
No.
Do you see this? I'm being selfish.
Because your wins are things that you write down that the characters have said.
I hope I'll remember this when it becomes important again, nearer the end, I hope.
You're trying to turn on a light bulb that's already on.
Stop stealing my water.
It's my water, I got it.
It's our water now.
Okay, fine. That I can agree with. But why?
Why?
It's not that I didn't understand why he wanted her taken to the festival. What I didn't understand is why he was asking me to do that. Was there any reason he couldn't take her there himself? I had a hunch that he might disappear, so I kept asking.
What do you mean, why?
Why don't you take her yourself? He fell silent. Satoshi-kun isn't good at lying or keeping secrets. It was clear that he wanted to hide something.
I just have some stuff that I need to take care of with my work tomorrow. So I can't go to the festival.
He was lying. But he was also stubborn. He wouldn't admit if I accused him.
Mion, can you take her there tomorrow?
I wouldn't want to look after Satoko, even at Satoshi-kun's request. But I'm also glad that he's relying on me.
I know it's ridiculous to ask for your help after that incident.
Yeah.
But you're the only person I can turn to now.
I didn't know what to say. I did know, though, that I wasn't going to turn down his request. Okay. But just for tomorrow, alright?
I hope you'll keep looking after her.
What are you saying? I won't do that. Just for tomorrow. He sounded as if he were going to disappear tomorrow. I didn't like the sound of that, so I intentionally sounded sulky. We talked about trivial stuff. For just a little while. When the conversation was almost over, Satoshi-kun asked something else.
Hey, Mion? I really hate asking this since you might think I'm crazy for saying it, but...
What?
You... don't believe in it, right?
Believe in what?
In Oyashiro-sama's curse.
This is the moment where you say yes. And see if he opens up about the stuff Reina has been saying. What are you talking about, Satoshi-kun?
Those who abandon the village and try to run away get cursed by oyashiro-sama, right?
That's the rule.
Wait, I need to do that one again. Those who abandon the village and try to run away get cursed by oyashiro-sama, right?
That's the rule. Every kid in the village knows that. That's the rule. What's with that suddenly? Are you planning to leave? Though I was kidding, I wanted him to deny it.
I'm not thinking about that anymore.
He admitted that he had thought of it. I guess Reina told me that much. Well, that's good. So you're not leaving the village?
No, but I haven't been forgiven yet.
Oh? Satoshi-kun tried to say something but hesitated. He was breathing so heavily. Was he sick? Hey. Do you feel alright, Satoshi-kun?
Sorry. I'm fine.
I guess you're tired. I think you should get some rest. He sounded distinctly more sickly from when this conversation had started. He breathed heavily when punctuating his words. Satoshi-kun repeated his question.
Mion, I'll ask you one more time. Do you believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse?
What did he want me to say? Could I make him feel relieved with my answer? How should I respond? The answer was simple. There's no curse. There can't possibly be. I didn't know what was bothering him, but I wanted to make him feel better by laughing his worries away. But Satoshi-kun instead fell silent. Would my answer make him happy? Or maybe sad? I couldn't tell. One thing was certain, I didn't make him feel any better. Oh, this was your moment to say you believed in it, so that he could open up to you about it, especially now that we know that he believes in it and feels like he is cursed.
When the 15-year-old psychopath doesn't flirt back the same way you would as a 33-year-old woman reading a visual novel.
Yeah.
Aggravating, isn't it?
No, not really. Well, I said it was your moment.
Whatever the opposite of improv is, that is Tifa's energy. There is no yes and, there's just no.
Yeah, because you're just trying to get under my skin, but it's not working.
I wasn't... When did I try that?
Oh, I thought you were making fun of me when I told you that you judge them like an adult sometimes.
No, I wasn't gonna make fun of you for that. I was gonna say, yeah, exactly. Now, that's what I was feeling too. I was trying to relate to you.
Oh, look at that.
When did I become the villain here?
I thought you tried to catch me on that. In that case, yes?
No, the moment's gone. Tifa, I gave birth to the moment. It started getting up on its feet, and when you came, took it behind. You didn't even take it behind the shed. In front of my eyes, you took that thought and you shot it square in the face. I still feel the blood splatters.
That's awfully...
Yeah, now you know how I feel.
Think I need some water.
You good now?
Yeah, I'm good. Go for it.
I hate this bell sound, but it just punctuates Tifa perfectly currently. You know, that's just me trying to be a nice person, sometimes failing, but trying at heart. And he goes, no. Okay, we won't have a conversation. I'm sorry.
I misunderstood you.
I'm sorry, I shall avert my eyes from now on, mistress. Sorry, but I asked such a weird question.
You okay?
He's breathing heavily, he is embarrassed. Not that you would understand this, because you just hate everybody. Shion.
Sorry. I felt like I let him down, so I apologized in a rush.
Whether it's a real curse or somebody's conspiracy, I won't disappear and I won't fall victim to it.
You won't disappear?
No. Not until I buy that teddy bear. I'll get the money pretty soon. I won't go anywhere until then.
He chuckled. I knew he was trying to relieve me, but it worked the opposite way. He sounded as though he didn't care what would happen after he bought the teddy bear.
Oh, my aunt is home. I have to go.
Oh, okay.
Mion?
Huh? Even though he wanted to hang up the phone because of his aunt coming back, Satoshi-kun took a breath to tell me something important.
I'll leave Satoko to you.
I should have said yes right away, but I still couldn't forgive Satoko, so I just kept quiet.
Forget what I said. Bye.
Oh, he was obviously disappointed. What had I done? I wanted to apologize. I wished I could, but it was too late. The dial tone left no doubt. Now that was depressing.
I'm just gonna keep shaking my head.
A torn diary. So now it's reaching the end, I guess. Do you think it's still Shion?
I'm thinking Satoshi or Reina.
Then I think Satoshi. You go for it.
Somebody whispered to me from behind. They told me that I was going to be the victim of a curse this year. So I'm going to disappear soon. There'll be nobody left to take care of Satoko. Somebody whispered to me from behind. They told me that I don't have much time. That I won't stay as myself for much longer. So I had to make the best of the days I had left. What could I leave for Satoko? She wanted that huge teddy bear. She wanted a peaceful life in which nobody would bully her. I whispered to the person at my back, "Bestow your violent nature and formidable strength upon me. I want your peaceful mind, filled with hatred."
That was the shortest tip we ever had, I think.
Yeah. But we continue the trajectory of one episode a stream.
Yeah. That went pretty on schedule, actually.
Chapter 5 of Chapter 5 is by far, bar none, the worst chapter of Higurashi for me yet.
It's okay. Shion will get better.
What the fuck?
I'm still uncertain how this bit will lead us to answers. I guess the answer we might now get is how the aunt died.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm not getting any answer arc.
Well, if... I feel like answers can only really answer questions that remain the same between the chapters. That's also why I hold on to my crutch of... the crutch of... I only hate Shion in chapter 5. Because... in chapters 1, 2, 3 and 4, ooishi-san, for example, was different. Especially in chapter 3, that Oishi was outright violent. Like what he did to Keiichi. Again, I understand the whole idea of thinking he is trying to unbury a corpse of a person that he killed. I get the anger behind that, but in chapter 3, Oishi was a dick from the beginning and he was an asshole at the end.
True.
That's not the same energy Oishi gave in chapter 1, for example, where he was still kind of a little bit of a prick, but he seemed very concerned about Keiichi. In chapter 2, it was a bit different. It's like, yeah, I just sent the kids into the lion's den, you go to the Sonozaki house. We'll be here, just scream really loud or something. In chapter 4, he was lethal weapon-ish. Does that make sense?
I guess, yeah.
Like, he was the gung-ho, kung-fu, gun-wielding detective, but he was cracking jokes. And hey, let's go to a cafe where we can look up the maid's panties. Yeah, sexy.
He stayed relatively the same in all chapters with the exception of one.
No, he was different in all of them. That's what I took away from this. So I'm thinking the answers we need to look for, or the answers that actually are answers, answer questions that are either singular to each chapter. Chapter 1, who is the director? What happened at school to Reina? What made her go get the hatchet? Stuff like this. Or things that are the same between all the chapters.
Psycho's throwing me off, Matt. Are you sure you don't have any answers? I guess we did already receive answers, but not to any questions I had asked myself before.
The
or
problem
things
is,
that seemed mundane.
The problem is putting together the questions and the answers.
Yeah.
Especially given that every single chapter seems to show you history repeating but slightly different. To be fair, I didn't connect much while reading. Understandable.
Yeah, I think at some point there's just going to be a click.
Yeah.
Where you just go, oh.
And I made a shit ton of notes. I have a strong feeling that, first of all, I'm happy that we have people with us, like you, Psycho, that have played through this, that have some understanding. So when we're done with this, we can have a discussion about this. And you can correct us when we're wrong or tell us how you saw certain things, for example. But besides that, I totally see myself after we're done at the end of chapter 8, like going to the, I guess there's gonna be a Higurashi wiki with all the things that are spelled out that I just missed because of how long it took us.
I'm quite sure.
And fan theories and all that, because
we will have missed a lot just because of the time frame alone.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not too into all the details. That's fine.
That's fine.
If this Shion is the same, I doubt that it's the same person, the same particular unique individual, because I still don't believe chapter 5 leads into chapter 1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
Right now?
But
doesn't seem like it.
If this version of Shion is an indication of the Shions in chapters 2, 3 and 4, or potentially 1, we just didn't know her then. Dear Lord, do I hate her? But I don't think so.
I do think it's somehow gonna lead into one of the chapters, because how else are you going to answer what happened in every single one of them? It's not possible otherwise.
Yes, it is.
We'll see. I'm obsessed with Higurashi, so I have lots to tell when we get there.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you. This story is so... This is gonna sound negative, but it isn't meant to be. So unwieldy at times. So huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think also because of her, I want to call it repetition, the chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, kind of being the same, but not really.
Things, information overlaps and you
blurs.
Can't place it anymore.
It becomes a blur.
I'm with Psycho. I'm on the... I always miss 50% of anything and have to look the rest up,
Yeah.
I'm just hoping for that light bulb moment at some point.
I will say that Meakashi gives you a lot more answers than you might think, so do some of her previous chapters. Yeah, I was afraid you would say that.
I look forward to see how it all
Yes.
comes together at the end, even though it will probably still be a while before we're there.
The thing is, you might not realize the answers until you have a full picture. That's what I love about Higurashi. Yes, that's what I'm happy to have people confirm it, because after already having put so much time into this, at this point, that's what I wanted to be. Going into this at the beginning, I had no idea how this is gonna end or where this is gonna go.
Yeah.
And then we did chapter 2 and then I was angry. And we did chapter 3 and I was angrier. Because it didn't make any sense.
You're gonna remain angry until you have the main answers.
Yeah, because confusion and anger are very similar for me.
The biggest thing I just want answers is what is going on. I don't even need to know who oyashiro-sama is in the end. I just want to know what is going on with the creepy atmosphere. That's the biggest thing I want answered.
No, my biggest question is, how can it be that in chapters 1, 2 and 3 we went through a similar time frame in the same place, but it was different?
I just want to know what's up with the creepy personality swaps. There has to be an explanation for that.
That's on my list of questions too, but that comes way later.
Nah, that's the main thing I want answered. Even if they don't answer anything else, I want an answer to that. I
feel like possession or some mood changes, understatement of the year, are not as big as how does time reset? Where do the other people come from? Why are they sometimes here and sometimes not?
Your answer to everything used to be multiverses, and suddenly, yeah, I can agree with that, but suddenly you are bewildered by the idea of multiverses.
I was gonna say spoilers, but not spoilers, because I'm not gonna tell you which game I'm talking about. Do you remember when I called time travel?
Yeah, I know. This is not gonna be time travel, but still, yeah.
Do you recall when I called multiverse?
Where?
In the second game?
I was gonna say, because it wasn't in this one.
Not
funnily
so far.
enough.
Not so far.
Do you hate this guy? But yeah,
you didn't expect it back then either.
We're gonna have a little bit of a break.
Yes.
Because starting next week I have work things and...
Starting next week?
Starting Tuesday, sorry.
Can you stop? You're bad at this.
Okay, yeah, that is true.
Listen, how about you take Grayson and I take Bruce? Because
Hi, Grayson.
This is the Bruce of truth. It is now. Look at the flappy wings. Look at how adorable he is. Imagine if all bats were like this. Imagine going outside after dark and you hear flap, 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 flap.
I think we should change our name.
And a chunky bat like this would like go and then just perch on your shoulder. I would die from cuteness. I would get diabetes from the sugar levels in my blood, from the sweetness that this is.
Now do your thingy.
Yes, Tifa will not be around for streams at least Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, so Tuesday I'm gonna do a Jack is streaming solo thing. Why is he saying the sentence like this? Because look at the initials of Jack is streaming solo. I'm mentally 12. Gravity Circuit. And I plan to finish it in 2 streams.
What you gonna do Friday then?
I don't know yet. I'm keeping that open. Either it's gonna be a game that I can finish in 1 stream, or in case the haters, Benjima, is right, keep that open as a backup for Gravity Circuit in case I do take more than 2 streams. But I don't think I will. I believe in my abilities. I've played through Mighty Number 9. I've played through Mega Man and Bass.
I believe in you.
I can do Gravity Circuit. It's Melee Mega Man. How hard can it be? How long can it take me?
Well, you saw how long it took Benjima.
Actually, I forgot how long it took him.
So count on Gravity Circuit until Friday, and on Sunday we will be back with Higurashi.
It's a better game for sure. That I do believe. That I wholeheartedly believe. All I need to do is get into the melee aspect, because that throws me off usually in this type of game, and then it will be Gucci. Oh, in preparation of playing Gravity Circuit, and because nostalgia is one hell of a drug, the other day I played a bit of Mega Man X5 in the Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. And I was playing it, I'm like, this is ass. You were sitting here in the room with me, you were playing Diablo or something.
Oh yeah, like, you had sound issues and stuff.
Yeah,
I remember the game.
Besides technical issues with audio, but I fixed that eventually somehow. But Tifa was like, did you stop playing already? I started playing eventually, and then after 45 seconds, no, after 5 minutes, I just put the gamepad down and killed the game. I was like, maybe at some point we'll do the rest of the X games. I've played Maverick Hunter X before on the stream. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I included 7. 5 is just... like, they did 1, 2, and 3, and then we were like, we need to do something else. And then they made 4, and then they started doing anime, and then they started doing 5, and then they went full anime. If you've only ever seen clips and things people argue and rant about the Mega Man X games, X5 is the one where everybody agrees it turns to horse shit, because the game starts and you walk for, I want to say 10 seconds. Dialogue. You move for 25 seconds. Dialogue.
There's several games that do
dialogue. And it's like, I just want to be the blue robot guy shooting other robots in the face. Please. When you get to the first stage, and then there is... even with mashing, I think it took me a whole 1 minute to get through all the text boxes. Why?
He's gonna play that on Friday.
No. I'm not mentally prepared. I need to be in a very specific mindset to play the later X games. No, I hate it when games do that. Just... Yugi, I love you. I feel so much kinship with you right now. A series of games... I don't care about your opinion.
I'm guessing they do it to have like a bathroom break, be able to save in between.
After every 30 seconds.
I do prefer one big cutscene, but I'm guessing that's the reasoning behind it.
Tifa,
I'm just saying.
If somebody needs a break from the gameplay every 30 seconds, they can press pause. I don't think such a person exists, but if they do, they can press pause. That's literally an option. It's one of the buttons. Just pause the game. You don't... Yugi. This is triggering to me. Not you, but when games do that. The Tales of series, the JRPGs. Which one did I play a while ago? Tales of Vesperia, when they re-released it. Really good game. So many times. You play through the game, you fight like a boss monster or something, cutscene. And then I distinctively remember this. Spoilers, not spoilers. So, you fight the monster, you're in a forest, you get control over the characters again. You take, I'm not joking, 2 or 3 steps, cutscene. When the cutscene plays, you get control again. You leave the forest, cutscene. Why? It's not like there's a safe spot in between. Why? Why would you do it like that? I'm thinking engine limitations or really bad decision making. Why wouldn't you make it one cutscene? Just if you already take me out of a gameplay, if you remove me as a player advancing the story of a game, just be consistent. I find it to be bad game design because it tricks players into believing they're gonna get into the gameplay. Yes, and when a cutscene happens.
That is also true. It can be very frustrating, as
yes,
is obvious.
But at least the Tales of games are JRPGs. They have the benefit of a doubt of being story heavy. You play them.
Oh, sorry.
Tifa is allergic to JRPGs.
That's a hiccup.
Good thing we're starting Shenmue in 2 weeks. No, 1.5 now. A week after next. Anyway. Engine limitations. Some developers believe it makes it more interactive. I know, that's fake interactivity. It's like
you get to move a bit.
No, it feels, that latter part feels disrespectful to me. It's like when a game goes, oh yeah, you've done the thing, now walk all the way back to the first town. And then they tell you, oh yeah, cool, now you had one dialogue, now go all the way back. Like, you couldn't write your way out of this one? Like, I play a David Cage game, we still need to do those as well.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Tifa, we need to play Fahrenheit.
Also doesn't ring a bell.
I don't know if you can stream it on Twitch, actually.
I think we need to play a lot of games.
Yeah. Backtracking can sometimes be excused because it gives players the option to explore, but it's a delicate balance, yes, and a lot of games get that balance wrong.
Yeah.
Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human. Yes.
Heavy Rain, I recall.
Can I still check one thing? Twitch banned games. I think Fahrenheit might be on the list. Maybe it isn't anymore.
Why would that be on the list? Look, the page doesn't load. Nothing is banned.
Oh, here it is. No, Fahrenheit is not on the list. Nudity.
Yeah, but nudity is okay. There's just...
well, nudity.
Limits like porno studio tycoon.
Yeah, there is some games on this list of prohibited games that it's like, I understand why. Yeah.
Oh no, it says prohibited without an adult-only thingy, so you can play them.
No. In general, Twitch doesn't allow you to stream games that have been rated adult-only.
Yeah, but it literally says
yes.
Not allowed to play with the adult overlay thingy.
Yes.
So you can play it. Just put the button with this is an adult game thing.
No, Tifa, adults only is the age rating on the box.
But it says without.
These games are prohibited despite not having an adults only rating on the box. You cannot play these games on Twitch and you shouldn't.
God. I'm sorry, but how can Porn Studio Tycoon not have an adult rating?
I don't know.
Or Suck My Dick or Die?
I don't know.
That's an actual game on the list.
Yeah,
currently.
she read that off. She didn't just insult all of you. I still need to play past the first part of Detroit. I still need to play it at all. Crazy name title. Yeah.
There were some crazy titles in that list if you want to look up Twitch prohibited games and go through
you'll find it instantly. And some of them, just by reading the game title, you can tell, yes, correct choice. Objectively correct choice.
Like, Maiden Rape Assault. Like, who thinks of that? What?
I was gonna let people Google this themselves if they're interested.
Oh yeah, but now they know if they want to look up the list or not.
I don't know if that's better.
Now there's no surprises on the list. There's some disgusting game developers out there, unfortunately.
Yeah. I just because you can make something doesn't mean you should, you know. Yes, Suck My Dick or Die is indeed a game. Yeah. I've been in some game dev discords and it really disappointed me. Yeah,
can be a weird world.
The human is the strangest animal to me in the sense that any horrible fucked up thought anybody can ever have, somebody else thought, well, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Somewhere in history.
Someone will like it.
We'll go, no, I dig it.
More than one will like it. You dig it? Sorry. Also, it has a demo on the PS4. Okay.
Just can't imagine wanting to put that into my resume.
Well, if you stay in that kind of corner of the field, then...
Yeah, then other people will applaud you.
Yeah.
Because they go, just like us. Yeah, it's not for me.
Just don't get out of the bubble. Then it might be better to not put it on. Or you just go like, hey, I only worked on it. It was a job. I didn't like it. Depends on...
I was held at gunpoint and my family was starving.
Yeah, for example.
Yeah.
But I do have skills. I mean, look at this. That is, as a graphic designer, that is a realistic dick. You know what I mean? Like, it depends on how you want to look at it, I suppose. I'm just saying.
I mean, I did work on some of the most vile shit humans have ever thought of to put into, like, existence. But on the other hand, I still hold the record for most polygons for a penis. Yeah. I do not want to be part of that conversation.
Wouldn't want to not put it on my CV after that. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I just genuinely think that there is a very small niche where that kind of argument would be productive to you getting the job. Surprised hatred is not... Yeah, same.
Hatred? That does not ring a bell.
Alright. Hatred. Hatred is... This is from Wikipedia. Hatred is an isometric shoot-'em-up video game developed and published by Destructive Creations that was released on June 1st, 2015 for PC. The player character is a misanthropic mass killer. Misanthropic is hates humans, just generally. Mass killer referred to as the antagonist, who begins a genocide crusade to kill as many human beings as possible. The developer described hatred as a reaction to video game aesthetic trends such as political correctness, politeness, vivid colors, and games as art.
Okay, the question is, so like, I understand that it's a... I'm gonna go with sensitive topic, I suppose, for lack of other wording, but where do you cross the line? Because in a war game, you also go around...
No, see, context is key. If you play one of Tifa's war games, like... yeah, it's a context for this one. If you play Call of Duty, we can argue that shooting other people in the head is not good. I would agree.
Yeah, but there you also run around for fun, killing people and shooting them in the head.
No, in the setting of the game, it's not for fun. The idea in every single one of them is, I'm a soldier. And I'm here to take out the bad guys. And the bad guys are shooting at me. So my last chance of getting out of this is to shoot them.
Yeah, okay, fair.
That's the rationale. It's like soldiers in real life. You know?
I'm not defending the game, by the way, just to make that clear. I'm just wondering, like, where
of course,
that line
makes sense.
would be.
If you make a game because things like, and I repeat that list, political correctness, politeness, vivid colors, and games...
Vivid color?
Yes, and games as art are things that make you so mad that you have to make something against that.
So we're against neon in our video games, so we had to make a black and white game.
Yeah, or just saturated colors. It doesn't need to pop, it just needs to be saturated. The game is effectively black and white, yes.
That's one thing to be against.
The plot of Hatred revolves around a man only known as the antagonist. Disgusted by human society and general existence, the antagonist decides to commit a one-way trip spree of killings in New York City. So the context for hatred is, this person is full of hatred, so he goes and kills people. Because he hates them. But, yeah.
Well, it's not on the ban list, but it also doesn't have its own category on Twitch.
Wait. Yes, because hatred is rated AO, standing for adults only, therefore you're not allowed to put it on Twitch. Remember the list from earlier?
Oh yeah, it's specifically without, yeah. It's that plus Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yes.
Understand.
Fahrenheit originally had an AO rating, at least over here, but we check. Yeah, now it's not AO, it's mature 17 plus. The remaster got a lower rating, so technically on Twitch you could not play the original release because that's adults only, but the remaster was
The official rating is 16 plus.
17 plus.
No, 16 plus.
In the UK, I'm looking at the US rating.
Oh, correct.
Yes. Tifa. His name was not important, yeah. But now you get it, context.
Yeah, fair.
Yanderison got banned, yeah, it doesn't shock me. It doesn't shock me one bit.
Probably had a bit too much on there. So, are you ready to call it a night?
No, I'm still mad about Shion. Oh, sorry,
You'll be mad for the entire year.
Let me correct my saying. I'm not mad about Shion, I'm mad at Shion. Yes. Also, BMX Triple X is on the list because you can unlock a short 30 seconds corn. Yes, there is actual full frontal nudity in the game. I know because I played the game when I was like 11 or 12. I think it was one of around the GameCube launch, so early 2001, I want to say. It also was on other consoles. In my defense, no, it's too late.
Can't defend that anymore.
My cousin borrowed it off his friend and me and his brother played it when he was... We all have stories like this, don't you worry. Your secret is safe with us and... Oh wait, this is a public place.
No one will tell.
I will tell everybody.
Benjina!
Everybody! Tomorrow at work I'm gonna open every meeting with us. Did you know that a friend of mine... No, I will. Your secret is safe with me. The only people that will know this is everybody that reads this. Tifa, is it time to end the stream yet?
It is time to press the button. Are you ready?
No, I'm still pissed off about Shion.
Pressing the button.
A night of anger ends. We'll be back. I'll be back on Tuesday with Gravity Circuit. See you then.
See you next week. Bye.